Live from Swain County Memorial Stadium in Boyce Neatsfield, this is Maroon Devil football live on the Maroon Devils Network here on a gorgeous Friday night as both teams, as you can see, are already on the field warming up. We have a brand new logo at the 50-yard line. I was just admiring the great handiwork that we're seeing at the 50-yard line. It's the word Devils in cursive, so to speak, and not the similar or the old logo that we're used to on the 50-yard line. Hi, everybody. Gary Ayers along with Cody White. We're ready to rock and roll here on a Friday night. And, Cody, it's great to have you on now. Last time I was on with your dad, he said, now, when we came on after you and Toby had done a broadcast, he said, now, they were the B team. So you have elevated to the A team tonight. I just want you to know.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm always trying to elevate myself in some way.
now I'm not sure if that's an elevation or not, but anyway, it's good to have you on. I know your dad is helping coach some here tonight, and it's going to be a great game. Andrews coming in. They're always a tough out. As we know, last year they went 8-0. They didn't lose a game. They ran through. Hey, here's Daniel Kluwer. He is the man with the plan. And yes. he is the kettle corn expert extraordinaire. And by the way, they will have kettle corn for sale over there. The West Swain Fire Department always has delicious kettle corn. Thank you, Daniel. Daniel's always good to bring us up kettle corn. And no, Sharon, you can't have any. But I'm just kidding. But seriously, we're here for a homecoming tonight here, Cody, as both teams are warming up on the field. Andrews, the defending Smoky Mountain Conference champions, they're going to be a tough out, and it's always good to start a brand new season. Last week we wound up non-conference play up at Mars Hill University against Madison, but tonight Andrews here, and it just feels a little more like football.
It is. Whenever you start getting the Smoky Mountain Conference play, it seems like the weather starts to cool down. It starts to feel a little bit more like a football season. And sure enough, with starting the Smoky Mountain Conference against Andrews, they're a really tough team. I think they surprised everybody with how well they did this season. They thought with everyone graduating, a lot of the really good seniors graduating last year, that they may struggle, but they've seemed to really, really turn it on and have been very impressive in the Smoky Mountain Conference.
They have been very tough. Got one of the best linemen in the conference, maybe arguably the best lineman in the conference. We'll talk more about him as we go on here tonight. Lots to talk about tonight. We're going to be talking about the Hall of Fame golf tournament, the Hall of Fame inductions coming up, a special presentation coming up tonight on the field. As we mentioned, halftime, as always, it's going to be all that homecoming. Everybody's going to be looking sharp. We've got Josh down there. He's going to have some of the homecoming activity that you can see on the field coming up at halftime. But right now, let's break and let's listen in as we have head coach Sherman Holt ready to roll on this week's coaches interview on the Maroon Devil Coaches Show. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's our favorite time of the week. We're talking about Maroon Devil football time with head coach Sherman Holt here at Swain County High School. And it is a big week this week. It's homecoming coming up. Andrews is coming to town. And Coach, I know it's a big week, but we want to talk about some big people. And those are the people who really help our football program and help keep these guys fed because, hey, football players, they like to eat, don't they?
They do. And, we had a bunch of people reach out this week. David Loftus and our county commissioners fed us yesterday after practice, and it was canned beef barbecue, so it was good. We always enjoy that meal.
Yeah.
And
Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel, he does a good job, feeds us a lot. So thankful for them. And then as normal on Tuesdays, the local market BP will feed us spaghetti, and then we have. Parents are going to feed on Thursday after practice, so parents of our kids, and so we want to thank them. And then East Alarka Baptist Church is going to feed us our pregame on Friday. So can't do what we do without the support of the community. And I know we get on here every week and we say that, but tremendous support from our community, our churches, our businesses, parents, and just people that care about these kids. And so just thankful again that we live in Swain County and that they support these young people and what they're trying to do. So just want to thank all them people.
And those people deserve thanks because, hey, that stuff's not free. It costs money to put all that together. If you go to the grocery store, you know very well how much that kind of stuff costs. Coach, last week we go up to Mars Hill University, and I tell you, they have a great facility up there. Nice press box, great field out there. We had a good crowd on hand, and Madison put up a scrap like we knew they would. But our guys came through, and another big win for the Maroon Devils.
Yeah, it was a good win. That probably, in the second half, we could have done some things a little differently. We had one drive defensively that was kind of penalty laden, and so we talked to those guys about that because in a close ball game down the road, that could cost us. And so we kind of spent yesterday in our film session and meeting session talking about discipline and talking about the things that we can control in helping us be a better football team. And so that was, one of our points coming away from a win. You always still want to try to figure out where you can get better. And we were not satisfied in the penalty game Friday night, and so we really focused on that. But overall, kids played with tremendous effort. We had some kids, contribute that hadn't contributed to this point in the season a whole lot. Mason Cochran stepping in defensively. Middle linebacker done a real good job, to not have had the amount of reps that normally would come in playing the starting role. And so proud of his effort. Again, up front, both sides of the football, offensive and defensive lines, we played extremely well, controlled the line of scrimmage, and that's important, and that's going to be big moving forward as we get into conference play. Yeah. So just thankful that, we got deep enough groups offensively and defensively up front to be able to control the line of scrimmage, and they done a real good job. Again, Josh Collins had a heck of a night, and he just continues to keep having record-breaking nights, and so hats off to him. He's a very humble kid, works hard, but the offensive line Friday with what Madison was doing, they had to play really well, and they kind of had to communicate at the last minute with they would walk those linebackers up. And so hats off to those boys up front because they've done a real good job 3 or 4 weeks now. Yeah, and, of course, Reese Winchester, people saw him over there not able to play. So we had a new quarterback who also plays on defense. And I tell you what, that says a lot when you're coming in. You haven't played a whole lot of reps under center. So he stepped in, I think, and he had a couple of wrinkles here and there as any new quarterback would, Coach. But overall, I thought he did a good job on both sides of the ball. Yeah, Drew Cody, the thing we asked him to do last week, especially at the quarterback position, was just manage the game. Right. And he done a real good job of that. Very few mistakes, had a lot of real good reads on the inside and outside veer game. And so for that sophomore quarterback to come in there and that be his first start, we were pretty pleased with his performance. We didn't ask him to do a whole lot, but he made some really good reads in the veer game, managed the game. The one thing I was proud of is we didn't have any delay of games. And normally when you have a young quarterback, sometimes that can get away from them. And, he done a real good job of managing the team in the huddle, getting them to the line of scrimmage, getting it snapped before the play clock hit 0. And so he done a real good job. And then defensively, he's just gotten better every week because we've played him a little bit every game. And, he just continues to get better. And, it's exciting that you see a young kid like that be successful. So proud of his effort and the way he did Friday night. Yeah. And, Coach, that had to be tough on defense because, Reese is normally back there at the safety spot, calling his signals up to Lucas, who's in that linebacker spot. Then all of a sudden you're looking at, hey, Reese can't play, and then Lucas got banged up. So, man, you had to kind of come up with a new plan on who's calling the defensive signals in there. Yeah, and really, defensively, Lucas makes a lot of those calls, but we bumped Josh in to the middle linebacker when we changed kind of what defense we were running, right. And Josh kind of took that defensive responsibility over, and Skeet Cook done a good job too. Skeet's a real good kid that's very smart, very intelligent, and he knows them. He knows the calls. And so between Josh and Skeet, they did a real good job communicating those defensive calls for us Friday night. And we probably give up a little more rushing than what we would have liked. Madison come in with a pretty good game plan that they were going to just stick with, the 3 or 4 plays that they felt comfortable with. And, we'd like to have gotten off the field some. But, again, talking about penalties, some of those third downs were achieved by them because we had a penalty. And so, we got to clean that up, got to be a little more disciplined in that side of it. But for the most part, it's good to be 5-0. We'll take them no matter how we get them. We'll take them, and we'll just keep getting better.
Yeah. So. Coach, I got to ask you this: how do our kids like playing on artificial turf? It's a little more common now than it used to be. For example, of course, Cherokee has it, Hayesville has it. We played at Mars Hill University. Now, Rod White, 50 years ago when he played, it was real grass, so they didn't have that turf. But how do our kids look at that playing on the turf as opposed to grass?
I think our kids would prefer to play on natural grass. Again, we've talked about it before. There's something about fresh cut grass, fresh paint, concession stand, hot dog smell. It's something special about that. And we're fortunate here to still be able to experience that. And I think our kids would prefer to play on natural grass. But it was a neat experience for them getting to play at a college.
Yeah.
And, not many high school kids get to say when they were in high school they played on a college football field. And so that was real good experience for our kids. And, they really enjoyed that atmosphere. And so just thankful we were able to do that. But I would say if you polled the team, they would say they'd like playing on natural grass.
Well, if you talk to NFL players, they're really in favor of natural grass because they've had a couple of injuries this year, and that subject has come up for debate with the NFL Players Association, and they're even talking about potentially making all the fields natural grass. But Coach, coming in this week, it's homecoming week, and there are a lot of things that go on around homecoming week. Andrew's coming to town. Of course, there's probably activities probably every day this week that go along with homecoming. So hopefully the guys can still focus on football and still enjoy the homecoming activities that follow that.
Yeah, we talked to them yesterday, and they've got some events every day at school, and it's a fun time to be a high school kid, And we told them, enjoy yourself, be a kid during the day and be involved in the activities, whether it be dressing up or, I think today's kickball. And so, so just doing those activities, being involved, having school spirit, because that's what it's about. Homecoming week's about how proud you are to be a Maroon Devil and how proud you are to be a student at Swain County High School. And so we told our kids, stay focused on the game, of course, but also enjoy those festivities because, for a high school kid, it's probably one of the biggest games of the year, as far as homecoming game. You got people that'll come in for it that normally don't come in.
That's right.
And so, our kids are excited about that because they know it's going to be a big crowd. And, we got a good team, and Andrews coming in, the defending conference champion, and, Coach Phillips does a good job over there. So it's kind of like the perfect storm. You got the homecoming expectations. You got a good football team coming in, the start of conference play.
Yeah.
And so all those things kind of intertwine is going to make for a good night, And so our kids are excited about the opportunity. And, we've told them last couple of days just to kind of don't get too high during homecoming, through the week. Just stay focused, but still enjoy it, because it is a fun time for them.
Oh, no doubt. Talking about Andrews, of course, we renew old acquaintances with James Phillips, who's a former Maroon Devil assistant, and I think he played at Andrews, but heck of a good guy, and one of the best linemen in the mountains, really, on that Andrews team, Tyler West. He's committed to NC State, so they have Dalton Rose, who's a pretty good running back, plays good on the defensive side of the ball. Of course, they lost some great seniors from last year's team that took them undefeated, won the Smoky Mountain Conference Championship, and just a great year last year for Andrews. But, Coach, so I'm guessing some of our linemen might welcome this challenge of facing guys like a Tyler West this Friday because he is a good player.
Yeah, we actually were talking about that yesterday with coaching staff and a couple players. Me personally, when I was in high school, I always, welcomed the challenge of playing against somebody that I knew was another college level football player.
Yeah.
And so, our kids up front, that's a big challenge to them.
It is.
Tyler West, he's a tremendous kid. When we did the combine at Pisgah back in the summer for the Coaches Association, got to coach him a little bit in the offensive line group, and tremendous skill set. And, he's a great big old kid, moves well, very athletic, very strong. And so, how we handle him is going to be a big key to Friday night. And, you talk about some of the people they lost last year. I thought when they moved the Rose kid to running back, that was a good change for them.
Yeah.
They got the Aguilar kid back there too. They've had a couple different kids playing quarterback. And so, everybody talks about, last year they were so good and then they lost those. I still think they're a solid football team. They got people that can hurt you. They're still good up front. Coach Phillips has done a real good job with those guys up front. I mean, they come off of football and they're, you can tell they're well coached. And, so I still think it's very important for our kids to understand that they're still a real good football team.
Yeah.
Even though they graduated, their whole backfield and, several defensive backs and athletic kids from last year. You turn on the tape, they still got some pieces of that puzzle that are pretty good.
Yeah.
And so going to be a challenge for us this week, just being sound on defense, playing pretty stingy on that side of the ball, and then offensively just taking care of the football, playing the possession game again, it'll be a tough task for that, and just making sure we score points.
No doubt. We can't overlook Andrews one bit. They're coming in 4-1. The only loss was to a very good Mitchell team who beat Madison. So Mitchell, who knows? Some of us could run into that team down the road in the playoffs. But Coach, we hope. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. It's our favorite time of the week. We're talking about Maroon Devil football time with head coach Sherman Holt here at Swain County High School. Fans, welcome back. Please direct your attention to midfield for a special presentation. Recently, the Smoky Mountain Conference and the Andrews community lost a true legend and a great friend in Coach Sen Soulsby.
Recently, the Smoky Mountain Conference and the Andrews community lost a true legend in Coach Ken Soulsby. Coach Soulsby was an icon and a legend in both Andrews and the Smoky Mountain Conference. A man of great integrity who made our conference better by being a part of it. He will be greatly missed. At this time, Swain High Athletic Director Neil Blankenship will present Andrews High Athletic Director Frank Manley a check from the Smoky Mountain Conference and a check from Swain High to go to the Ken Soulsby Scholarship Fund in memory of Coach Soulsby. The Maroon Devils were also deeply saddened this week to learn of the passing of Fred Cochran. Fred was a longtime maintenance worker who put much of the electrical wiring in Swain County Memorial Stadium. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family and loved ones at this time.
Stadium, as you just heard, of course, a special presentation made to Andrews High Athletic Director and former Swain High Athletic Director as well, Frank Manley, as Coach B presented him with a check from the Smoky Mountain Conference and a check as well from Swain High, as you heard PA announcer Toby Burrell talk about that. And also, we're really saddened to hear about the passing of Fred Cochran this week, and what a good guy he was. And Cody, I knew Fred well. As a matter of fact, we shared some high school years together. We were actually in the FFA together way back in the early 70s. I knew Fred from then, and what a good guy he was for so many years as he worked as a maintenance worker, and was just a good person.
He was a great person. He was a great community member. He always would reach out, or if you called Fred and say, "Hey, Fred, I need you to come do something," he was a man of many talents, and he'd show right right up and do it no matter what.
He really was. And we're going to miss Fred, and we're going to miss Coach Ken Soulsby. Yeah. I knew Coach Soulsby well. He was a softball coach for many, many years. I think he coached every sport at one time or another at Andrews High School, and he was just not only a good coach, but just a super special good person.
That's what happens. You were talking about coaching all these sports. A lot of the older coaches that started in these smaller schools a long time ago, you showed up and you coached 2 or 3 different things, whether you knew how to coach them or not. But he had been there a long time, and I know it made a true impact. I saw everything on Facebook, knew a lot of the players that played for him, and you can tell when someone like that has made such an impact on the community as he did.
You know, it's just a couple of years ago, Coach Soulsby actually came over. We were doing some Swain High softball broadcasting, and Coach actually just came over to the game. I think he was maybe an assistant at the time, and we were talking about some of his really good basketball teams. You might remember a really good athlete named Jeff Mashburn. Jeff was a great baseball player and a great basketball player, and Coach Soulsby is kind of like your dad and Coach Dietz and some of these guys. He just had some really great stories to tell about so many things and some of the good athletes that he was able to coach.
Absolutely. When you've been at a place like that for that long, you're definitely going to have plenty of stories with plenty of athletes to talk about.
And no doubt about it, hey, talking about stories, as we see Coach Jones and Coach Albert Rose heading up to the top, and I tell you, everybody's heading up there. And it's funny, I think walking up the hill, everybody's kind of out of breath.
Everybody is out of breath. I tell you what, doing it at 18 and doing it now is a lot different. You certainly feel it now.
Travis Stevenson is the only one not out of breath. What's up with that? He must have rested. But anyway, it's good to have all those guys with us. We apologize. We had to break in to the Coach Sherman Holt show there for that special presentation tonight on the field here live at Swain County Memorial Stadium. And Cody, some great things we're going to be talking about. So we've got the Hall of Fame golf tournament coming up here just a week from tomorrow. That's a very special event, and there are lots of fundraising going on right now. You can see on your screen the Hall of Fame Legends Classic. It's going to be next Saturday. Shotgun start at 9 o'clock. You can contact Chuck McMahon or Jamie Fisher. Also, I ran into Bob Marr down there just a minute ago. Bob Marr has a little bucket full of golf balls, and by the way, the Hall of Fame board members are selling golf balls for $5. And here's how it works. You write your name and your telephone number on the golf ball. And what we're going to do next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, going to have a big golf ball drop on the putting green there at Smoky Mountain Country Club. Okay? And the ball that rolls into the designated hole wins $500. Okay. So you can spend $5 with a chance to win $500. And it's going to be a big golf ball drop. And Coach Moore has some golf balls with him, and I tell you, I think being a part of that, I think we've already sold probably in excess of at least 300, maybe 400 golf balls already.
That's going to be a lot of golf balls on that putting green, that's for sure. But that's a great opportunity. I know a lot of folks participate in that. I also participate in that. It's great to get out there, get out of your comfort zone, the camaraderie of places, and giving to the community, playing at Smoky Mountain Country Club with a great country club and all the stuff they're giving. It's just a great thing that we do every year, and I'm excited about it next weekend.
Oh, no, as a matter of fact, your father-in-law, we're going to be he's going to be one of the corporate sponsors. We're talking about Paul Crawley down at Soda Pops, and he said he might even try to play 2 or 3 holes next Saturday, so you may need to give him a mulligan or 2.
Well, I'll try. I'm not sure that I'm going to be any better. I'll get out there and swing it around and see what happens, but we'll definitely have fun, I can tell you that.
It's going to be a great cause. It raises money. And by the way, on the field, the Swain County Maroon Devil Marching Band, they're going to be competing tomorrow at the Inca Land of Sky competition. That's a big competition. There are bands from all over the state coming over there, and that's going to be at Inca High School, Inca Land of the Sky competition. Now, by the way, as you know, tonight is homecoming. So the band is not going to be performing at halftime. They're performing right now. But Cody, as you know, at halftime, all the homecoming court kind of kind of take center stage here.
Absolutely, they certainly do take center stage. I enjoyed homecoming as a player. One thing, it gives you a little bit more time at halftime, but I really do. I know it's a great thing to get out. It's perfect weather to be able to do this because I can see some of the young ladies walking around with those big dresses on, and thank goodness it's cooled down because I wouldn't be able to handle them.
Oh, I tell you, it is really, really warm, to say the least, but thank goodness it is cooling off. But as a matter of fact, as soon as the band cranks up, I think we're going to try to get them on live for the national anthem. And let's all listen in to Toby Burrell and the Maroon Devil Marching Band here during the pregame show.
Friend Fred Cochran. That will be followed by a prayer and then the national anthem. Now, a moment of silence. Thank you. Tonight's prayer will be offered by Swain High School junior Nolan Griggs. Nolan is from the Sawmill Hill community. His parents are Ronnie and Donna Griggs. He attends Sawmill Hill Free Will Baptist Church. At Swain High, he is involved in the Bible Club, FCA, and wrestling. His future plans are to become a preacher or a paleontologist. Ladies and gentlemen, Nolan Griggs.
Dear Heavenly Father, we come to you this evening, Lord, and we would like to thank you for this day. Thank you, Lord, for all of our blessings in our lives. We pray that you will forgive us of our sins, Lord. We ask that you protect each of the players. Please keep them safe from injury and harm. Please protect the coaches and referees tonight. God, we pray that we may play hard and play with good sportsmanship. God, we ask when the game is over that you grant everyone have here tonight with safe travels home. Thank you, Lord, for the opportunity to compete through sports. And Lord, we pray that everything we do glorifies you. These things we humbly ask in Jesus' precious holy name. Amen. Let's go, Maroon Devils.
At this time, we'd like to pay tribute to this great nation of ours with the playing of our national anthem. Please remain standing and remove all headwear, and all talking and other distractions cease as the award-winning Marching Maroon Devil Band plays our national anthem.
Fans, the Maroon Devil Marching Band, a great rendition of our national anthem here, and a special presentation, of course, from our special friend doing the prayer there, Nolan Griggs. And I tell you what, he is just an amazing young man, Cody, and is somebody to look up to.
He most certainly is. When he ran out with Coach Holt a couple of weeks ago, I said the same thing that I'm saying now. There's no bigger Maroon Devil fan than Nolan Griggs.
Oh, no question about it. And as we mentioned, our Maroon Devil marching band performing down on the field because they're going to be over at Enka tomorrow, so they're going to be kind of leaving early tonight because homecoming is at halftime anyway. Coming up, fans, it's hard to believe, but it's time for our Hall of Fame 2023 class to be inducted, and that's coming up on Thursday, October 12th. That's going to be a week from this coming Thursday. And Cody, wow, what a great class. Every year I keep saying, well, next year the class won't be as good. Next year the class won't be as good. Every year the class is just unbelievable. And, of course, one of our all-time great coaches, Coach Dickie Inslee, Mark Manley, Spencer McCoy, great lineman Zach Weeks, Coach Pat Covell, Melissa Watkins, Dwight Winchester. What a great group.
Absolutely, a great lineup, and you would think in a small school like this that you don't have that many throughout the generations. And then when you really sit down and start thinking about it, every single year you always got in one of the sports, one of the pieces of the community, somewhere like that, there is someone that's always been a standout. And it's great to continue to be able to do this. It is a great honor for these individuals, and we're excited.
Oh, no question. A big class. Now, did you play with any of these folks? For example, did you play with probably Zach came later than you, but, man, they were tough.
I never did. I looked up to a lot of those folks. Mark Manley, he was there with my brother and Michael Watson and stuff in 2000, and one of the best teams that we had here in 2000. It was in a bad loss to Graham, but looking up to them and also being able to try to be that role model for some of the others is also a big one.
Well, I got to tell you a quick story about Zach Weeks. We went to play when he was at Western Carolina as a great left tackle. Went down to play Texas A&M, and now the great defensive end they had, his name escapes me, but he was the top defensive end in the country and is now one of the top defensive ends in the entire NFL. And, well, guess who had the honor of trying to keep him off the quarterback was Zach Weeks. And let me tell you, Zach Weeks did a fantastic job against the best defensive end in all of college football.
Well, and I know that they worked him hard there at Western. He learned it all, but the grit comes from here. There's no doubt. Some of the things you learn as being a Maroon Devil, you can carry far beyond a lot of other places that don't teach some of the same grit that we have here.
No doubt about it. So many good things we can say about these folks, and we're going to be talking about them, of course, as we get closer to the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Talking about great players. The way this guy's going, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame at some point down the road. We're talking about Josh Collins. What a great game. We're going to look at some of his stats that he's had this season and some of the Madison stats from last week. But as you know, Josh, we scored 5 touchdowns, and he ran 3 of them in and passed for the other 2. So Josh Collins had a great night last Friday, obviously, when you have a hand in all 5 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely it's a big part of it, and I know what they're trying to do, and something that that the Coach Holt has talked about is not only just utilizing Josh as a weapon, but he can create more weapons. So not only is he hurting you running the football, but he can also throw the football. So now that's an extra added thing that they're having to worry about. When, like I said before, whenever you have a team that has to focus on more than one thing, you can really spread them out and whip them that way. And Josh is that person.
Oh, he is. Look at these stats. I mean, 12 carries, 262 yards. Cody, I'm not a great mathematician, but that's over like 20 yards a pop.
Yeah, is that
coming out right?
I guess so. That's not my forte, but that sounds about right. Yeah.
I mean, even at 20 yards a pop, that's only 240 yards. So, wow. 3 touchdowns rushing. He only passed twice, but they both went for touchdowns, so that's a pretty good ratio.
That is a good ratio. When you've got somebody that can put those kind of numbers up, that is a weapon you want to take care of.
Oh, what a great night for Josh Collins, and what a great season he is having. Look at his season. 94 carries, 979 yards, 8 touchdowns. Hey, there's the math again. It's over 10 yards a carry, and he's averaging almost 200 yards a game. And coming into this game, he's the leading rusher in the Smoky Mountain Conference. And as you know, being a running back, when you lead the Smoky Mountain Conference in rushing, you're doing a heck of a job.
You are doing a heck of a job, and I know that the one thing about notoriety early on in the season is people find out about you, and when they find out about you, they begin to really, really hone in on you. So watch people. That's one thing that tell the fans, tell Josh not to get disappointed. People are going to start really paying attention to him, but that's when your other teammates can really start to shine, and then in that one moment they forget about Josh trying to cover everybody else. He has the capability to really carve them up, and I'm sure that's what he'll do.
Well, Cody, you can talk about that because I know in your senior season, that great team of 2004, you probably had a target on your back every Friday night because they knew you were going to get the football and you were a physical runner. So I'm sure you could feel that.
You can feel that. You can feel that. You can hear that. You can hear them calling out where you're at, what you're doing, where you're looking, and everything like that. But then you can feel the confidence in your other teammates, like I had the quarterbacks and the wide receivers and the linemen and everyone that could then become more of a weapon than myself, which was just a great thing. For them to be able to do that, and that's how the teams get as far as they do.
Oh, yeah.
And so I guarantee that's what's going to start to happen. But again, the minute they close their eyes and start focusing on something else, you can ask Murphy about that. You can really gash them up.
No doubt. Of course, again, you played with some good linemen. Mitchell Green is the one that immediately comes to mind. But those guys did a heck of a job up front.
Yeah, and that's what they're doing a great job for Josh. Josh is an excellent runner. He keeps his feet moving. He picks his feet up. He's a very powerful kid, a young man. I don't even want to call him a kid. Look at him there. He's a young man.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of credit, and that's the thing for myself was all my credit went to the men in front of me. Listen to what they're doing. They're very disciplined. They're strong, and they're making the holes for you. Without those guys, you're getting hit right off the ball. And so I know he's really thankful for the big men up front.
No question. And what a season he is having as we're waiting for the Maroon Devils to come out of the field house down there. By the way, we want to remind you, the booster wagon, which is just down by the concession stand, has fresh new merchandise. As a matter of fact, I saw Casey Crow before the game, and he had on a real cool-looking white kind of a medium sleeve jacket with Devils on it. Really nice. But fresh new merchandise for fans, and they're going to be open for all the home football games coming up. And coming in tonight, we talked about Andrews. They are the defending Smoky Mountain Conference champions. They ran through the conference without a loss last year. But coming into tonight's ball game, our Maroon Devils, the only undefeated team in the conference right now at 5-0. We're ranked number 4 in the state. Andrews number 13 in the Max Preps rankings. They only had one loss, Cody. They lost to a very good Mitchell team, another team in the top 10. So this is not a team we can overlook, is it?
It's not. For years and years, it's no secret that Andrews was a team you didn't necessarily overlook, but it didn't have to be the preparation that you would have for some of the other teams. Andrews of the last 5 years have really, really come forward and become a very dangerous team. Like you said, Smoky Mountain Conference champions. And they've really proven themselves, I think, this year. Everyone seemed to count them out and say, oh, well, last year was their year. If they don't do it this year, then we're not going to have to worry about them. Well, obviously, that's not the case, and Mitchell was a little bit worried because I know that Andrews was up on him for a little while. So when you can get up on a team like Mitchell, either Mitchell was asleep or Andrews is definitely a whole lot better than a lot of people give him credit for.
Yeah, well, hey, they whipped us last year over at their place, and I know a lot of these guys remember that. Now Andrews' numbers down a little bit. I understand they're down to about 21 guys, which makes it a little bit tougher to practice because you can't go 11 on 11. But now their JVs. JV season ended yesterday. Now their JVs can move up, and hopefully that will allow them to work on their team a little better.
Absolutely, and it's a great opportunity for the freshmen to come in. It's a love-hate when you move up as a ninth grader with some of the great athletes above you, but it is an unbelievable learning experience. You get to see that, and so hopefully they'll be able to move a lot of those kids up, and they'll get the experience they need to become good football players.
We see the captains down there, and one of those who kind of stands over everybody else is Big Tyler West, number 77 for Andrews. Now he's 6'5", 280 pounds. He has already committed to North Carolina State. That tells you a lot because it's not every day that the Smoky Mountain Conference has a young man who can go and play in the ACC, a Power 5 conference.
Yeah, that's absolutely, and that's a great thing that he's got for him is his size. And at this age, the work just begins. Once you get that offer, you think you're working hard to get that offer. Once you've got it, it's nothing but work from here on out. now. But seeing that he's gotten this far and he's continued work, I have no doubt that he'll be an asset to the NC State football team.
Oh, he's a good player, a good person. Matter of fact, they call him, I think Coach Phillips nicknamed him IHOP because he had so many pancake blocks, and that says a lot when you're doing your job like that.
Absolutely. That's what you want out of an offensive lineman.
James Phillips, of course, an assistant coach here at Swain County High School, and now the head coach at Andrews. He played at Andrews. And but talking about Tyler West again, I asked Coach Sherman Holt, I said, how do you plan to play Tyler West? Because obviously Sherman knows very well how good he is, and he says, we're gonna bounce people around on him. We're going to try to keep him with a different player, sometimes heads up, and give him a different look so he just can't settle in and maybe have his way against the same guy all night.
Well, and that's what you got to do. A young man that big, that powerful, you don't want to test their strength too much, but one thing that you can test is his mental capability and his ability to understand the game of football. So mixing up reads, putting someone head up, inside eye, moving some stuff around on him, make him have to worry about the next step and take his physical abilities away from him.
And, we have, as our Maroon Devils come onto the field here, and we have a great crowd on hand. But I'll tell you what, when you look at the guys we have on the defensive and offensive lines, Cody, as we mentioned, Tyler 6'5", 285. We have some big guys as well on our lines.
We do, and it's not only is it their size, but their strength and their capability. I mean, I've seen Insay this year push 2 and 3 people. I've seen a lot of the defensive linemen, so it's not as though he's going to come out here and just be someone that can't stop. He's going to have his work ahead of him as well.
Oh, no doubt. And, of course, big people like Insay, as we mentioned, Trent Jones, some of these guys Nolan Fisher's almost the same size as Tyler, 6'5", 276. So it's not like we have little guys.
No, and I can promise you that he's not going to go out there and just push LD Luke Wire around. They're not going to let that happen. So it'll be a good contest. I'm sure he'll win some, but I also believe he'll lose some.
Oh, no doubt. A couple of guys we were a little bit worried about. Reese Winchester is going to play tonight. He didn't play last week at Madison with that ankle, but he's out there. As a matter of fact, we already see him out there. And also, we will probably be without Lucas Sutton. He's got an ankle injury, and we hope to have him back soon, but I don't think he's going to be playing tonight.
Yeah, and I know that this is a big game and Lucas wants to play, but at this point you got to make sure he's going to be healthy. We need Lucas further on down the line. We need him towards the conference championship play as well as in the playoffs. So let him rest, let him get healthy now, and we'll use him later.
And it's going to be a fair catch at the 35-yard line. Nice job down there by Keontae Graham. So we're going to take over 1st and 10 in good field position. And I tell you what, Cody, once the sun goes down, it starts feeling a little more like football.
It does start feeling a little more like football. When we were playing Phil Collins earlier, I thought, well, I may run down there. But then after being so out of breath of walking up here, I was like, no, my age is catching up to me. I can't do that anymore.
Hey, well, you get to my age, and I'm just going to leave that right there. 1st down and 10, Maroon Devils at the 35-yard line. Looks like Andrews is going to come out with a 4-man front right now as they look to the sideline. And our Maroon Devils are looking at trying to get the officials out of the way, and we'll tell you who the officials are in just a minute. Now the officials back off, and we're ready to go. 1st and 10. At the 35, Reese Winchester swings it out, got a bubble screen out on the left side, and it's going to be close to a 1st down out there already to Keontae Graham with about an 8-yard gain. So good to see Reese back in gear.
It's good to see that back in gear, and it's good to see throwing a little bit of a wrinkle in there. This isn't your traditional Swain offense that you've seen for the last 3 games. I'm sure that's still there. I don't think that this is a huge change. This is probably coming out, spread them out, make them respect you on the outside before you start going back to the inside.
And it's good to see Josiah Glaspie on offense. He hasn't played offense in a while as we stick 3 over here, kind of a bunch over on the right side. We run into trouble on the first running play as Josh Collins runs into a bunch of Andrews Wildcats over there. One of those is Dalton Rose. And Dalton, one of the top defensive linemen actually in the conference.
Yeah, he just seemed to cut right in. They was probably trying to read off of him, and if that was a read, you'll see us come back to that in just a minute, and we'll pull that football, and Reese will run with it if we get Mr. Rose coming in on that again.
He's a good defensive lineman. He's also, as a matter of fact, the 2nd leading rusher in the Smoky Mountain Conference behind our Josh Collins. So we're going to get to see the top 2 running backs yardage-wise in the conference tonight. Now we've got, looks like maybe a guy shaking up a little bit or some equipment repair. They're going to work on Keontae Graham as he comes out to get his pads fixed down there. They're working on that on the sideline. Reese in the shotgun, firing down the middle. It's almost intercepted. He threw it just a little bit low, looking down there for Glaspie, but thank goodness Andrews missed it.
That was it looks like there's a flag on the play, and it was a late flag. I'm not sure, but it is around the line of scrimmage, so it could be a hold. But he certainly threw it after there was even an incomplete pass, so I'm not sure if there's some jawing going down there or what the case may be, but we'll see here.
Cody, that's a good point you bring up, and Coach Sherman Holt talked about that very strongly in this week's coaches show. He said, look, we had a little bit of an issue last week at Madison, and he said we got to play with composure. It is going to be a personal foul against the Maroon Devils. It's going to be declined. It's going to bring up fourth down. He says we can't let our anger get the best of us because it's going to cost us in a big ball game.
It will cost you in a big ball game, and the players have to know that when you are on the top, when you are undefeated, and you are that, people are going to try to yell at you. They're going to try to get in your head. They can't beat you any other way. So you just kind of have to put those things to a side and expect it.
Yeah, fourth
there goes
down.
Josh.
Here's Josh with a first down down the left sideline. He's still on his feet at the 45-yard line, and I think what this arose from last week, and I know your dad he was very well versed in this. There was some holding going on, I really believe, and some of it wasn't called, and our guys got frustrated. Well, Coach Holt, and here comes the replay as we see Josh go around the left side. And I think what Coach is talking about, look, don't let those things that you can't control get the best of you. You got to play with composure and do your job.
Absolutely, that's what you have to do.
First down and 10, 45-yard line. Good run by Josh on fourth down. And we're going to toss it and run it the other way.
Got a hold there. Good job.
Good job blocking. And again, there's a very late flag as well, as you mentioned, Cody. And it came in late, but I think they saw the same thing.
Yeah, that'll probably be a holding there.
You hate to see it after a good run, but
if you're going to get a penalty like that, get it on first down. At least at that point, it's not a third down issue. Make it third and long.
Yeah.
Let's see what they're going to see on the replay here.
Yeah. Looks like a block in the back, an illegal block. So that's going to move it back to the 48-yard line. But by the way, the officials tonight: referee Tommy Gilbert, umpire Mark McConnell. The head linesman is going to be Curtis Dowdle. The line judge is going to be Taylor Brooks, and the back judge is going to be Ken Kayata. And those are your officials tonight. And we're ready to go. Again, bunch formation, 3 on the left side. Trips over there on first down at about 13.
He's trying to spread them out here again. They got comfortable. They came back inside. He's going to spread them out, throw the football.
Ooh.
Almost picked off again.
Yeah, Reese just overshot his man there. Corey Stillwell, a little slant pattern coming over the middle. And but again, I can imagine Reese, after being out last week, probably coming in, probably just jacked up.
Well, he's jacked up, and also, once you've been hurt like that, you do get a little bit of gun shy. I mean, you're going to, but then you got to just work through it, and it'll take a couple of plays, and it's the first series, but once he'll get loosened up, and he'll start completing those balls, and that's just what they're trying to do. They're trying to pick, see how Andrews is going to respond to spreading out, and as you can see here, they're probably going to go back to the veer.
Yep. Under center is going to be Reese. Fakes the pitch, now runs to the left side. James Stroman got back to the line of scrimmage and actually might have lost half a yard. It's going to bring up third down.
And that was
about 14.
That wasn't a bad play. We just missed a block. The initial guy we were supposed to block was the one that made the play. Had we got that block, there was nobody there until he got a first down. So we'll probably go back to that in just a minute.
Again, Dalton Rose, one of those guys up front for the Andrews Wildcats, leading them on defense. Third down. We need 14. Here in the first quarter, 9:15 to go. Maroon Devils with the opening series on offense, now lining up in the I formation. Reese under center again. Got a lone receiver on each side.
He's got to snap the ball. There we go.
Yep. Fakes the handoff, fires right side. Going to be low. Good coverage down there for the Andrews Wildcats as they are all over our intended receiver, KK Watkins, down there. And again, just good coverage by Andrews.
Yeah, it was good coverage. Again, we're testing. That's all we're doing. I don't want anybody at home to get frustrated.
Oh, yeah.
Saying, well, why aren't you doing the things you've been doing? Listen, they're just picking, they're testing, they're seeing what Andrews is going to do, giving them different formations, and once they get them where they want them, then you'll start seeing them go back to those a lot of those running plays.
Josh Collins, a guy who didn't come off the field, end-over-end punt going to be returned over there by Sam
Great
Preston.
job.
And a good job by the punt team. Preston had nowhere to go, even though he caught it on the dead run. Good coverage down there by people like Cole Weichel down there. Also, we had Malachi Cochran, a bunch of guys, James Arch, among others. And here's the replay. And again, you can see him just inside the 15. And there's the initial hit by James Stroman.
Yeah.
And look at all the hats.
2 yards on a punt return. If you can hold them to that, boy, you can really give yourself an advantage on field position.
A lot of hats on that punt team. Great punt coverage. Special teams sometimes goes overlooked in the grand scheme of things. But if you talk to any coaches, you know, Cody, special teams is a huge part of the game.
Well, and, special teams a lot of times doesn't win you ball games, but I promise you it can lose you ball games.
Oh, boy, you hit the nail on the head there. Andrew's going to come out now in the shotgun. And we have a whistle on the field. Timeout. 8:48 to play. Trying to get something set. Now they're ready to go.
They're worried to death about the clock for some reason. I don't know.
Twins on the right side. Andrew's going to run the other side. Weichel spreading out the play. They turn the corner. Good run over there by Sam Preston. Forced out of bounds up near about the 23, 24-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if that was a quarterback or a Wildcat type thing, but it's certainly a gain of 8. I'm not sure if that's something that they're going to be doing all night long, but it just seemed like basically a tall sweep straight to the quarterback.
Yeah, good play. And again, good tackle over there by Mason Cochran. By the way, Mason right now stepping up in the place of the injured Lucas Sutton. Lucas normally makes the calls on defense, so he's going to be missed. But, hey, good opportunity for Mason to show what he can do, one of the juniors on this football team. Second down, a couple now for the Wildcats. Empty backfield. As 3 on the right side, low snap, quarterback pulls it up, rolls, wants to run, and wow, he's going to be close. And a good play over there by Grady Lewis, though.
He is going to be close, and he seems to have great foot speed, the quarterback does, but as you can tell, he's not very big. Yep. So he's going to have to be careful about that, because the more you run, the more you try to cut back after you roll out like that as a quarterback, all those big boys are coming.
Well, you're right, Cody. Sam Preston, the starting quarterback, is only 5'7", 160. So, again, not a real tall guy back there to look over the line of scrimmage. And, yeah, he's going to have to watch out for those guys.
Yeah, if he's going to cut back, he better. If you're going to be that, you got to be tough. You know?
No doubt. Preston still in the backfield. Now we got another timeout.
So these are. I will see what happened. They're calling the players off the field if their knee pads aren't down far enough.
Oh.
I just noticed that, so
wow.
I guess that's been
interesting.
A new big concern. Tall sweep, filled the alley well.
Oh, good play down there. A couple of guys in on the tackle. Again, Cochran coming up over there. Number 32, Mason Cochran, doing a good job along with Brandon Frost. But, Cody, you watch the NFL, and I know this is not the NFL. A lot of those guys, especially wide receivers and running backs, they don't even have knee pads.
They don't, and I've been watching this too. It seems like they all have mouthpieces that they don't wear.
Yeah,
and it's just vestigial. It's just there. They always run around with their mouthpieces running around. I don't know. I guess at that level, if you want to get hurt, that's your own decision.
Yeah, but their knees are actually showing in the NFL with especially wide receivers.
I couldn't do that.
Oh, man, that's dangerous. Got to be. Second down now. Wildcats need 8. Preston rolling to the left side. No, this is going to be a new man taking the snap. And there's a great open field tackle. I tell you, 82 coming up again, Brandon Frost. But that was Eli Aguilar actually taking the snap. And he's a good running back.
Yeah, he is a good runner. So it's kind of a Wildcat thing that they're doing there.
Eli coming in 416 yards rushing. As a matter of fact, he's only second to Dalton Rose, who has over 700 yards rushing. But Aguilar, a 5'7", 160-pound running back. And, again, not a big guy, but as you mentioned, Cody, got to be tough.
Yeah, and that was a great job by Frost. He held the block there, and as soon as he got to where he needed to make the position, he shed the block and made the tackle. It was a great textbook job by Frost.
Here they're running
ball.
again.
Looks like we got it.
Looks like the Maroon Devils do recover the football. And couldn't tell who can. Oh, that's looks like that's going to be big 59 Ensei Ufert coming up with the football up front.
He's going to be tough to handle. I mean, I know you've got the big boy 77 up there, but you don't have 5 of them. You know what I mean? So he can't make every block, just like the rest of them can't make every play. But that's a great job by Ensei. And watching our defense on that play, everybody was in perfect position. It was a fumble. We recovered it, but even if he didn't fumble, he was going nowhere. Hopefully we can continue that, because that's textbook execution so far by the Maroon Devil defense.
And as your dad likes to call it, that wolf front with Grady Lewis, Ensei Ufert, and Big LD Luquire, that's a tough threesome.
It is. It's hard to do, and it's hard for defensive line or offensive line to figure out exactly what you're doing, who's got what assignments, and that's the key about the wolf front.
And we got a timeout on the field by the Maroon Devils. 5:49 to play. No score yet. We'll be back after this break on the Maroon Devils Network. Maroon Devils coming out again in the I formation now on 1st down and 10 after the timeout. And the handoff goes to the right side. It's going to be Stroman breaking a tackle, trying to hang on at the 24-yard line. And bringing him down is their quarterback, Sam Preston. And as Cody, as you know, they are just like we are. So many guys play both ways.
Absolutely. And, I mean, it is a great thing playing both ways, especially for your development in the mental aspect of things. You begin to understand things on defense because you play on offense, and vice versa. You understand offense because of the defense. However, from the physical realm, as you get deeper into the season, playing both ways really begins to take its toll.
Splitting wide left is going to be Corey Stillwell and James
Great
Arch.
job.
And here comes Collins, and he's going to be met in the hole there by big 44 Will Roberts for the Wildcats. And we got a little bit. Going to bring up 3rd down, though, and still about 6.
And those are going to work. We're missing one block. Every time there's just one little miss, somebody ran by. That's not that we're not able to succeed on those. I would imagine eventually those are going to be perfect. All we got to do is just get our blocks.
And we're seeing that bunch formation, 3 wide receivers over there and a bunch literally on the left side, way over there on the wide side of the field. And now the Maroon Devils want to throw as we've got a bubble screen over there. Going to be complete.
Great job.
And it's going to be a 1st down, breaking a tackle. Is he in? Is he in? Is there a touchdown?
Yes, it was. That was a great job. That was a hard block. It was great maneuver. He didn't even have to have Josh out there to block, but Josh continued to run out there and throw the final block right here. If you see, he runs all the way out there, and he doesn't even have to block it. He just gets in the defender's way.
Here's the replay. And there is Josh, cutting right in front of that defender and down the sideline.
Right here. He just cuts right in there at the end and just kind of boxes him out like basketball, which is all you got to do to be able to get him in the end zone.
Keontae Graham on the touchdown catch and run, and the PAT is going to be up and good. And our Maroon Devils draw first blood, 7-0 here with 4:31 to play in the first quarter. Live from Swain County Memorial Stadium. We'll be back after this timeout. to return for the Wildcats, Sam Preston and Eli Aguilar, and it's going to be taken at the 19-yard line. Bringing it back over there is going to be Aguilar as he's running into trouble out across the 30-yard line. A good return before the tackle over there by the Maroon Devils, James Stroman and Phoenix Hoyle. One updated score right now. Cherokee and Robbinsville are tied 0-0. The first Smoky Mountain Conference score coming in tonight. And Cody, tonight, Smoky Mountain Conference play opens up. Robbinsville is at Cherokee. Hayesville at Murphy could be an interesting game. And, of course, tonight, our Maroon Devils hosting Andrews.
Well, that's good. I'm glad to get the Smoky Mountain Conference started off. You know, it is good to play some of these other teams, but it's just it's good. But you know, I'm not a fan of it. I like going straight to Smoky Mountain Conference.
Hey, this is a whole new season, and this is where it happens. And
great job!
Yep, runs around the
Great
right side.
alley.
There's Josh Collins slowing him up, and coming up to finish him off is Mason Cochran.
One of the things that have been great is our linebacker play. The linebackers on second level are really coming up fast. They're really filling the alleys. And even if you don't make a tackle as a linebacker coming up in there, you're forcing the running back to continue to bounce it out. It's just like here, 32 comes up, had to bounce it again. Josh is coming over. There he is. I mean, it's just bang, bang, bang. And you push him all the way to the sideline, the 12th man on the football field. Eventually, they're going to run out of room, and they're going to have to try to cut it up. And that's when your big man can get there and help you out. Great
job. Cole Weichel also over there on the tackle. As, again, our linebackers have been doing a really, really good job. Here comes, got a penalty flag. This play is blown dead before the fullback, Dalton Rose, can get started. And talking about some of our linebackers, of course, Josh Collins coming up there along with and another almost kind of an underrated player is Skeet Cook. 21 tackles coming into this game, and Skeet is in on so many plays.
He is, and he is an underrated player. And what is great about him, he's a sophomore.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've noticed is not necessarily he has great physical ability, but it's his mental ability. Yeah. He can see that ball. He reacts so much faster than a lot of other people on the football field. He's doing a great job. Keep him healthy as a sophomore, and he's going to be an excellent player for Swain County. He is now, and he's going to continue to get better.
Oh, no question. Also good to be back there with Josiah Glaspie, one of the best athletes on the field. And when he's your deep man, you're kind of a one deep formation right now as that safety. That's a good feeling.
Yeah, and Josiah's not afraid to hit you either.
No, he's not. Preston. Empty backfield, rolling, firing, overshoots his man. Good coverage over there by the Maroon Devils' Corey Stillwell as they tried to get it over here to Graham Birch, incomplete.
They're trying to do a run-pass option. I think that they're trying to either disguise the run or give the quarterback the option to run or throw the football. You got to be careful about that because you get some penalties of some linemen being downfield if you're not careful. But it seems they're trying to go to something. They may be fishing just like we are to see testing, see what we're going to be doing. Right now we're doing a great job stopping the run. They're bread and butter, and so we likely see them start to go into different things.
Interesting matchup in there right now with Big Grady Lewis against their big guy, talking about Big Tyler West.
Fill the alley, perfect. Get out there
Preston.
to him. Great job.
Good job coming up from behind. Again, the guy we were just talking about, Skeet Cook over there, and turning him back inside, Corey Stillwell, and he's looks like his arm kind of got banged up. He may have to come out of play.
Hey, he looks like he's holding his shoulder or his collarbone. It's probably a stinger. It's just a pinch nerve in the shoulder, but boy, they hurt. But you can see on the replay here, again, filling alley, bouncing. I mean, the guys are getting blocked, but that's okay because in the end, there's not a first down. He got some yardage, but it didn't hurt you. A great job by our defense.
Now Andrew's going to have to punt it away. Back deep for the Maroon Devils. Looks like Andrew Cody back there. Andrew, of course, our starting quarterback last week with the injured Reese Winchester. Nice punt. Andrew's going to take it and return it from the 31.
He's got
the
some
35. Around the left side, and they kind of caught him from behind. They had the angle on him over there, Cody.
They did.
Nice return.
He was about a half step from really getting out there and making something happen. It was a great job. And anytime you're a punt returner, your job is not necessarily to score a touchdown. It's not lose yardage. Either fair catch the ball, or catch it and get upfield. Doesn't matter how much you get. That's going to help your offense out.
No doubt. Don't let that, and I've heard your dad talk about this numerous times, don't let that ball hit and roll because that's big yardage.
Either fair catch it right where you're standing or get yards. That's all you have to do as a punt returner.
Right now, first down and 10 at the 40-yard line. Maroon Devils with a 7-0 lead here on opening night in Smoky Mountain Conference play. Glad to have you along. Got a lot of friends listening over in the Andrews area right here on the Maroon Devils Network. Glad to have you tuned in and got another whistle. And again, going to be a timeout this time called by Andrews and head coach James Phillips. And Coach Phillips doing a great job. They had their best year last year since I really think since the 1983 season. They really had a great season. Last year went undefeated, won the Smoky Mountain Conference title. It was their best since 1983. But, Cody, as you know, they lost 10 very good seniors.
Yeah, and when you lose that many, if you lose double-digit seniors as a 1A school like that, that is a huge loss. But again, kudos to Coach Phillips and his team to be able to lose 10 seniors and still put a team together that's not only just there but very competitive. As you can see, 4-1 in the play so far, and really battling those teams that thought they were just going to walk past them. So kudos to them to be able to put a team together like they did in the town of Andrews.
Now, some of you folks who might be a little older than me might remember Andrews was a power back in the 1960s. They won 3 state championships in 4 years, 1964 through 1967. 3 state titles. That's tremendous. Got a man in motion. Tremendous. Here comes Corey Stillwell. Everybody rolling right. Reese Winchester rolling. Penalty flag. Going to be a hold. Pass incomplete. And doesn't matter, Cody, as you know, it's going to come back anyway.
It will. It looks like we have maybe 2 holding calls on the play. Or maybe even a ineligible receiver downfield. So we'll see what the call is.
And again, we have some good guys up front. Big Andrea Cisneros, big number 77. And there is the holding call. Of course, Nolan Fisher, the big right guard. Ensei Ufert, left tackle. Drew Skaggs, right tackle. Trent Jones, the center. So this is a solid offensive line.
It is a very solid offensive line. You just got to, as an offensive lineman, they're going to call a hold if your hands ever get outside of your shoulders. It doesn't matter whether you're actually holding on or not. If you put your hands outside of your shoulders, they're going to call you for a hold. So we just have to learn that if you're going to make contact, keep your hands inside the shoulders and pull them in tight.
Maroon Devils twins on each side.
Oh,
Reese
great
firing.
job.
Got his man this time. It's going to be back to the original line of scrimmage at the 41-yard line. And that's the first pass that Josiah Glaspie has caught in a while. He only had 3 receptions coming into this game because he was injured, didn't play much offense, but it's good to see him back on O.
This is a run-pass offense. The Elkin, my junior and senior year, this is what they like to run. This is a run-pass offense. They try to draw you in, draw the linebackers in. All you're trying to do is suck that linebacker in with the veer look and throw a ball on a quick slant or a quick seam right behind him.
Wow,
so that you add that in there, boy, you can really get some confusion.
Reese throwing for everything down the right side. Josiah
great
there.
Job,
what a
Josiah.
great catch.
Great catch.
What a great catch at the 25-yard line. Good coverage down there by Holden Todd, but just a great catch.
And when you've got an athlete like Josiah, and I'm glad that they took the time to allow Josiah not only just to mend a little bit, but to really get healthy, because that's the kind of play that he can make.
Wow.
And I know that and I'm not real sure whether he's had any offers or anything like that, but he is the size and the capability that some colleges need to start looking real close at Josiah Glaspie.
Oh, no question about it. Instant replay tonight. I know your dad's going to be really angry because he hadn't had it all year. But
well, that's just what happens.
Hey, that's it. Zeke Glaspie going in motion this time. Reese in trouble, firing and throws this one away as he had a lot of heat coming in. Leading the way was Dalton Rose up front for Andrews. So he had to dump it.
And I know that, some of the seam routes and things are going to be successful for Swain, but the biggest success is passing for an offense like ours are going to be some of the quick passes early on. You can get them, lull them to sleep with a deep pass like we just had to Josiah, but those quick passes are what's really going to move us down the field if we're wanting to try to spread it out and mix up the offense a little bit.
One score in another Smoky Mountain Conference at the end of the first quarter. Hayesville leads Murphy 6-0.
Oh, wow.
Interesting score
there.
That
is an interesting score.
Yeah. So now we go to Hayesville next Friday, by the way. Twins on each side for Reese Winchester here. Under a minute to play.
Draw.
And Reese is going to carry it and gets out to the 25-yard line. A gain of a couple. It's going to bring up third down and about 8 to go.
It's good to test that out. The quarterback draw can can be good if they're asleep, but it seems like they're doing a great job of filling back in that middle because they've probably been told that is the weakness, that is the things that we've been taking advantage of over the last couple of games.
And we've got a timeout on the field, and we're going to take a time in for these messages here on the Maroon Devils Network. Devils up 7-0.
Yeah, we're ready.
Fans, welcome back. Reese under center, 3rd down and 8 for the Maroon Devils. 37 seconds to play in the first quarter. Maroon Devils.
Call sweep. Oh, cut back up.
There's
There you
Josh
go.
in traffic, still running hard. There's a penalty flag, and normally when you're in a scrum like that, it's going to be a holding call or a block in the back.
And this the official, I'm not real sure. I'll have to look at it, but the official on this side has called a hold any time we've run to this side. So either we don't run it wide or we just run away from this official.
Yeah.
Because my goodness gracious.
I don't think it's going to be there every time. You know, and it's so interesting, Cody. Last week when we played at Madison, seriously, there was hardly a holding call all night, but there were several holds, I'll put it that way.
Yeah, and I mean, the game of football is inevitable that you're going to hold. There's no way that you can grab the shoulder pads of a defender and not be holding them. It's the blatant pulling of the jerseys, spinning them around, doing all of that we're looking for. I mean, the fact that he makes contact with the defender and pulls him in tight is not holding. If that's holding, then you might as well just leave your flag on the field.
Oh, no kidding. So now it's going to bring up 3rd down and long for the Maroon Devils. We're going to need about 18 yards here. Reese in the shotgun, twins on each side. Josh going to stay in and block for him. Here comes Rose after him, and he's going to have to get it away in a hurry, and gets away. Now Reese looking for a target, throws. There's Josiah just over his outstretched hands, but he got popped just as he turned that ball loose.
That was a great look by Reese. It's great to try to make something out of nothing right there, and it was a good shot. If you're going to throw it up to somebody, Josiah's the man to go up and get it. Great job, great look, mixing it up just a little too much.
I tell you, Josiah is such an athlete. And, you know, it's interesting. We played at Smoky Mountain. Everybody talked about their outstanding player who's going to East Carolina University, Damari Williams. But that night, Josiah Glaspie, I think, might have been the best athlete on the field.
I think so. I mean, I've been noticing that. I've seen that in practice. I've seen that in the games. Colleges do not need to overlook this young man. He's got the physical ability, the height, the capabilities, knowledge of the game that they're certainly looking for.
And another timeout on the field. We're still trying to get to the end of this first quarter, and we're going to be right back after this timeout. Fans, welcome back. Right now, the Maroon Devils on a 4th down and long. Josh Collins back to throw. Lost it up. It's up for grabs, and it's going to go out of bounds. Unfortunately, he was trying to hit our quarterback, Reese Winchester, on the sideline, but ball just sailed on him a little bit out of bounds.
Yeah, and I mean, at that point, that is such a no man's land for an offense unless you've got a great kicker. You know, we had Nick Zimmerman. At that point, we could reach out and try to kick one of those, but that is really hard to do, and you know, going for it, no big deal. your defense is playing great. Let your defense keep them out there on the field, and then looks like we'll only have one snap here to go into the second quarter.
And you know, Cody, boy, the Zimmermans, they were outstanding kickers, weren't they?
They were. Boy, they had legs and feet now, I'm telling you.
They truly did. First down and 10, Andrews, 9 seconds to play. And they're kind of in a power formation. They run to that power formation, and a good run of about 8 yards here on the final play of the first quarter. After 1 quarter of play here at Swain County Memorial Stadium in Boyce Dietz Field, our score, Maroon Devils 7, Andrews 0. We'll be right back. Daughter. Fans, welcome back. Second down. Andrews only needs a yard. They're going to run it, and
I don't think he got there.
I don't think he got there. Carrying the football is going to be Eli Aguilar. And Cody, he may be a foot short, depending on the spot. The spot gave him the first down.
Wow.
The spot gave him that first down.
That is not where – look at where he's marking the football, and then he moves up.
Yep. That I thought it was short.
It was short according to the far line judge over there, but then he moved up to the football.
And here comes the replay. And
I mean, if you look at forward progress, I mean, he doesn't even make the line.
No, he does not make that
His
big
helmet's
line.
Just on the line. My goodness gracious.
Okay, here we go. First and 10. And again, they stay on the ground. This time, one of the first carries of the night by Dalton Rose. And Dalton having a very solid season for the Andrews Wildcats. Talking about his numbers, 64 carries, 717 yards, and 11 touchdowns, averaging over 11 yards a carry. So, as we mentioned, Cody, he and Josh Collins, the top two groundhogs, if you will, in the Smoky Mountain Conference.
That certainly sounds like it, because that's I was about to say. Those aren't little numbers right there. That's tough to get up into those kind of numbers. But as it goes through the season, when you're carrying the ball that much, it's really going to start showing on your body. So, and I'm sure I can actually see that he's taking some shots tonight that he didn't like.
Here comes Prescott. He's going to run to the right side over there where Rose is actually blocking for him, and they have another first down. On the tackle down there was Big Insay Ufert. But again, they just ran that wing where the power side was and just kind of a stampede right.
It's ultimately, a sweep, a tall sweep to the quarterback who's just getting it in the gun and running, and that's something that we'll have to start recognizing. And it's probably a formation thing. Start picking out a certain kind of formation with the wing back and the running back, like they just did there.
Look at that great crowd on hand here. Pretty much the entire home side of the field is packed here at Swain County Memorial Stadium. Our Maroon Devil fans loving this team, 5-0, and they deserve your support. And, boy, there's a great defensive stand. Plugging that hole, Cole Wackel, Mason Cochran, among others in there in the middle of that pile, big LD Luke Wire.
And they're certainly not concerned about spreading us out or getting any kind of splits. They're foot to foot in there. Andrews' offensive linemen are. They're going to be foot to foot, and all they're doing is just trying to blow us off the ball, create a little seam for. That's one thing about smaller running backs. You know, it's not advantageous for them against folks that can hit them and knock them down, but it is for them to squeak into some of those tiny cracks like they're doing right now. As you can see them as they line up, I mean, they're really on top of one another.
They really are, and they're tight. And they're going to run over there behind Tyler West, cutting it outside. It's going to be Rose. He got a couple of yards, but great pursuit. Corey Stillwell again over there with Mason Cochran throwing him out.
Anytime you can have a running back who has to run 20 yards to gain 1 yard, they're not going to last all night.
Well, you're right about that. And he tried to string it out, but our guys were there to close those lanes off and doing a good job. And, we've talked about that some all season long, Cody, is our defense has been pretty solid all year.
Yeah, it has been all year. We continue to get better, continue to hone some of those skills, and they're looking great right now.
And here they're going to run the other way, but a penalty flag is going to be down on the plate. And that's one thing. I talked to Coach Sherman Holt actually 2 or 3 times this year, and he said, penalty is going to be on Andrews, by the way. And he said, I wish Coach White would trade his broadcast headset in for a coach's headset and help us on Friday nights. So he really appreciates the help your dad is providing as a coach.
Oh, absolutely. And, my mom, Linda, certainly would say absolutely not to a full-time thing. But Dad really enjoys it. He keys in on it. He likes to get out a little bit and help these coaches. It's in his blood. He's got it there, so
and he's
very
excited
to do it.
He's very good at it. Here comes a pass, and it's going to be dropped. Tried to hit Rose. It was off the hands. Graham Birch was passing out of the backfield, but just couldn't make connections. It's going to bring up now 3rd down and 13.
Looks like there's a holding call here, and that I wonder if I think that might have been 3rd down, so it's holding. They're going to keep it at 3rd down. I imagine they'll decline it if that's it, and bring up 4th and 13.
Boy, I tell you what, not being critical, but I have never seen this many holding calls in the first half all year.
I'm telling you, I don't know what has happened, and there very well could be some legitimate calls. Of course there's going to be. I was guilty of it, as a football player. It happens, but, I mean, that's also just part of the game.
It is.
And so there's times where it's appropriate and times where you just let the kids play ball.
Yep, 4th down now. Andrew is going to punt it away.
Good punt.
And back deep, Josiah is going to track it back down to the 12-yard line.
If he gets to
Reverses
this side.
field. He's got some room out to the 20. Little juke move at the 25-30, at the 35 out of bounds, and that's what Josiah Glaspie does. He has the moves.
And he had the ability to cut back up, but that was a great job by Josiah. Get what you can get, and if you're running completely out of real estate here, get out of bounds. That was a good move there to get a bigger man off his feet. But
look at that stutter step.
Yeah, it was a great job. You may want to try to cut back in, but, hey, get what you got right there. Get out of bounds. Give your offense a chance. That is what you asked for out of a punt returner.
And it's good that Josiah is back doing that. That gives Josh a little rest. Josh before, I mean, he punted, he returned some punts. I mean, he didn't get hardly a break at all.
And that's what I was talking about. It goes just for Josh as it does for Dalton Rose. I mean, carrying the ball 35 times a game, it's great. He's doing a great job, and he's certainly a weapon. But that is a lot of hits that an athlete is taking, and it does start to take a toll on you. Great read.
Oh, Reese tosses out. The last second ball is going to be loose, and I think Andrews has it.
Actually, I think Reese might have got back on that because I don't think Andrews even saw it.
He did. It hit the Andrews player.
It did.
Looked like.
He didn't know what it was. He had no idea that was the football that hit him in the back.
I don't know if we're going to get. Here comes the replay. It's interesting to see this football bouncing around between players. Here's Reese on the option. Now the pitch. Bang, the ball is out, hit the Andrews player, and Reese jumped on it.
Yeah.
He's quick and smart and got to that
That's
football.
the most vulnerable part for a running back, though, is right as you catch a pitch or a pass, and it goes for a wide receiver, too. It's really hard to get that ball secured in time before you get hit. So he got hit at the most vulnerable time for a running back.
Looks like Coach James Phillips going to call a timeout for the Wildcats with 7:36 to play. And we're going to take a break as well. 7-0. Maroon Devils on top. We'll be right back here on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Second down now after the timeout. 7:36 to play. Maroon Devils with the football. Reese Winchester going to be in the shotgun. Straight drop, looking left, firing left, just off the hands of Corey Stillwell, the intended receiver. By the way, want to give a shout out to our great friend Lance Bristol over in Andrews, and especially his pretty wife Amber. Amber has had a tough day, and Lance, you better be nice. Give her a foot massage or something, but great people love Lance and Amber to death. Lance has been a fixture at Andrews Athletics for so many years. Of course, his dad, Dave Bristol, over there, just a great family over for Andrews High School in Andrews, North Carolina. Third down now. Maroon Devils, here's a penalty flag. Reese going to toss it out to Collins.
Go, there you go. Great job.
Down the sideline. He's going to go all the way, but it may come back.
Well, I know it's thrown back here, and it might be a hold. It's going to have to be a hold, or it would have been a dead ball foul. So
I'm afraid this might come back, Cody. I hate to, but
that was awful quick for a hold. I don't know.
It really was.
And having the head referee that far back, let's see.
And Sherman
Here's the
Holt's not
replay.
happy.
I mean, he should. If it was an offsides, I mean, nobody had even engaged anybody yet before he threw the flag. Illegal motion. It should have been a dead ball foul.
Yep,
as soon as the ball was snapped, they should have blown the whistle.
Blow the whistle. So that brings back a great touchdown run from Josh Collins. And, man, Coach Sherman Holt, you can tell he went out with the head referee and was really questioning that particular flag.
I'm not sure where the illegal motion was. He wasn't going towards the line of scrimmage. There wasn't two people in motion at the same time. I'm not real sure where that came from. I'm curious as to what happened there myself.
So, again, I know we had friends listening in over in Andrews. Appreciate Lance and Amber, and hopefully their day will get better. And got a heck of a ball game going on here, guys. Swain 7, Andrews nothing. Now 3rd down and 8. Maroon Devils, so we just got the snap away as the play clock ran out.
Open.
And it's going to be complete for a big first down. Down there is Zeke Glaspie, and that's a first down at the Andrews 43.
That's a great job. It's hard to catch those balls over the middle like that. You want to tuck your arms in, but he reached out, he got the ball, he secured it, and took a tough hit. And that's a great job. And that, being the younger brother of Joe, I don't know that he gets a lot of credit, but I've heard everyone talk about that young man's work ethic, and it shows right there the discipline to take a tough hit and hang on to the football.
Oh, no doubt. I think his best days are just ahead, and the Maroon Devils throw it out to the left side, going to be incomplete, intended for Keontae Graham. Couple of updated scores. Let's go to the scoreboard right now. Again, Hayesville still leading Murphy 6-0. Check that. Right now, Murphy has scored. It's now tied at 6-6 in the second quarter. And the PAT was blocked, so Murphy and Hayesville tied at 6-6. Right now, Robbinsville leads Cherokee 8-0 in the second quarter.
Okay.
And we've got a second down for the Maroon Devils now. Reese in the shotgun, got a man in motion. That's going to be Stillwell. Reese option
he's
out
got
to
a hold.
Collins.
There he goes.
Here we go again down the left sideline. He breaks a tackle.
Hang on to the ball. Good job.
And a big first down by Josh Collins. And you can tell Andrews, it's almost like they're spying Josh Collins, Cody, because they are with him every step of the way.
They are, and that's it. That's what I said. They're going to start looking at him. But the one thing is, you can look at him, you can notice him, but you still have to stop him.
Yeah.
And it's hard to do. We're getting a lot of great blocks by our wide receivers out here on the end that's allowing him to do that. They're going to spy him. But that's okay. We want them to be able to do that because we have a number of other weapons out there on the field that we can go to, as we've seen a few times tonight.
And a true freshman on the tackle there, Gabe Aguilar, a freshman for the Wildcats. Reese back to throw again on first down and 10. Plenty of time, runs out of time, and now throws it away on the left sideline. And good pressure in there coming in again. This time it's going to be Colton Rose for the Wildcats. Also in there is Landon Green putting heat on Reese Winchester.
And as I said before, it seems like a lot of our success in our passing plays are coming from much faster, accurate throwing plays. The more that we have to run around, the more that they're able to adjust in the secondary and get on our wide receivers.
Couple of updated scores. Murphy has now scored again. Murphy 14, Hayesville 6 in the second quarter. Robbinsville now leads Cherokee 16-0 also in the second quarter. Our Maroon Devils up 7-0 here out of the I formation. Faking to Collins down the middle. It's going to be complete.
Great job.
What a great catch by Frost. He was hit almost before the ball got there.
Yeah, it looked a little bit like pass interference. But, again, a great job, great discipline. Going up, get the ball, tuck it in, and take the hit. I mean, those are really, really hard really, really hard and really, really scary to focus cutting across the middle like that. But that was a great job by Frost there.
Oh, no doubt. Holden Todd coming up with a hit for the Wildcats secondary at the 22-yard line. First down, Maroon Devils again out of the I formation. Reese under center, turns, fakes the pitch.
Oh, he's got him open.
Right side down there, and just over the top to Corey Stillwell. He made a grab, a dive, but just that close.
And I know that a lot of people, we've thrown the ball more this game than we have all the rest of the season, but it's good. What we're doing here is we're starting to get comfortable with a multitude of different offensive formations, offensive threats, getting other people engaged in the football game, because that is what is going to carry you all the way down. You cannot be a single threat offense and win a state championship. It's really, really hard to do, especially at this level.
No doubt. We have a great weapon in Josh Collins, but hey, if they put 8 guys in the box, that makes it tough for anybody to run. And this time we run to the right side. On the carry is going to be James Stroman. And you're so right, Cody. You cannot be one-dimensional and go deep in the playoffs.
You really can't, because you're going to have, at some point in time, as you start getting some of those further east teams, their speed, they're going to be able to match you. They're going to be able to do some things. So you have to have threats at all different places, make everyone else not only play the game of football physically, but also mentally, as I've said earlier tonight. You've got to start doing that.
James Arch coming wide to the left side. Zeke Glaspie wide right. Reese back to throw again. Firing down the middle, and a crowd. Ball is going to be up in the air. A lot of folks around the football in that end zone.
He had 2 chances to catch that football, and it was just out of his reach both times. But that was a great effort. Again, I am glad to see this. I'm glad to see us throwing the football a little bit. You're going to get Reese more comfortable in doing that, the receivers more comfortable in catching the football, and make other teams deeper in the Smoky Mountain Conference and into the playoffs start respecting that a little bit more.
Yeah, they can't just key on one guy like a Josh Collins, who is having such a great season, obviously. This time, split backs behind Reese. And this time it's going to be, again.
Get upfield, buddy.
Here comes around the left side.
I think,
being pushed out of bounds is going to be Stroman. And he has the first down near the 11-yard line.
Yep.
And again, that's that play fake. They're doing a lot of the play fake to the running back and then either pitching or throwing.
Yeah, and I mean, that is the option in a nutshell. I do like that Reese isn't carrying it all the way out and taking a lot of big hits. He did that last year, which was fantastic to be able to advance the ball. But here, it's not necessary. But carrying the veer all the way out to the pitch makes defenders have to be much more disciplined in their roles.
Reese under center again. This time he does hand off, and Stroman carries down to the 7-yard line. Number 7 on the carry for the Maroon Devils. On the tackle, Landon Green for the Andrews Wildcats. Andrews, a lot of juniors on this team, Cody. So Andrews will have a good group coming back next year.
They will, especially the more you can play those juniors, which they really don't have much of a choice. But the more they start getting the experience this year and staying healthy, it'll really turn over when they get in the weight room in the off season and everything and start preparing for next year.
Right now, Reese under center again, split backs. This time it's going to be Collins.
Touchdown.
Collins is going to be in the end zone. And I tell you, Josh runs so physical.
He does. And, getting his shoulders over, and I've noticed that he has begun really wrapping up on that football, rolling over on that football. That's what you have to do in the veer game if you're going to be a veer back. You got to be able to curl up on that thing, or they're going to start keying in on it.
Oh, no doubt. 4:29 to play here in the second quarter. Coming on, it's going to be Brendan Lanning for the PAT. Snap a little low, but to get it down, good hands. And that's our backup quarterback in there, Andrew Cody. Got that snap down and made it happen.
Yeah, made it happen there. And we're doing a great job. I'm so glad that we're able to run the veer, run a lot of these different things. The veer is successful. If you get 4 yards every single play, you win the football game if you're running the veer. So as long as you can just keep chomping down the field, taking shots here and there as you can, continue to control the clock, which is what we've done, we'll be successful.
No doubt. Fans, stay tuned. Up 14-0. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back. Heads looking back. Brendan Lanning set to kick off for the Maroon Devils. Kicks it high down the left side. Going to be brought back over there by the Andrews Wildcats, and bringing it back is going to be their quarterback, Sam Preston. And a good job down the field by James Stroman down there, along with Skeet Cook. And those guys
are they quick around the football, and just as it is on receiving the ball on special teams, you get them down there and hold them within 5 yards every time they catch the football on special teams, you're doing a great job.
That's doing a great job. So now 4:25 to play in the first half. Maroon Devils up 14-0 over the Wildcats. And our old friend James Phillips over there on the sideline. Several Andrews fans made the way through. We used to call this the Battle of Nantahala Gorge. Andrews on one end, we're on the other, as the Maroon Devils have that three-man wolf front. And here's another penalty flag. And boy,
false start.
Yep, false start this time against the Wildcats. That'll move them back 5. A lot of flags here in the first half.
A tremendous amount of flags.
Yeah, we're seeing more here in the first half than we've seen in the first half all year, and this is week number 6. Again, Andrews coming in 4-1, Maroon Devils 5-0. Smoky Mountain Conference play underway tonight. Robbinsville and Cherokee squaring off. Murphy and Hayesville squaring off, and boy, they don't like each other over there.
No, certainly not. Not at all.
First down and 15. Oh, we got some movement up front. Either Big LD jumped or he was drawn offside. He wanted to get in the backfield in a hurry, though.
Yeah. It's a dead ball foul. I know that encroachment can be, or offsides can be a dead ball foul, but usually that's on the offense.
And they're talking it over down inside the 25-yard line. Looks like it is going to be offside against the defense. Encroachment there. So that'll move it back to the original line of scrimmage up at the 28-yard line. But
we can't get out of first down. Going back and forth with gain and loss.
Oh, boy.
Still first down.
I'll tell you, that guy over there on the sideline with the down marker, he's had a busy night.
Yeah, he has.
So now at the 28, first down and 10, we'll start all over for the Wildcats on offense as they have a strong side left, twins over there. For, again, the quarterback, Sam Preston, number 1 in the backfield. Little reverse action here as he hands off to Graham Birch, and Birch is brought down at the line of scrimmage. Good penetration over there was, is that Josh Collins? Couldn't tell. No, that's Skeet Cook over there.
And Stillwell on the corner. He's done a great job. He's not coming all the way up to the corner to get himself blocked. He's playing a little bit deep, and he backs pedals right here, and then he comes up. That running back is not accounting for him, as nor is anybody blocking.
Yeah,
comes up, takes him out, and it's a loss of yardage, and that's a great job. You're not accounted for because you're so far off the line of scrimmage, but then all of a sudden you appear. That's an excellent play on him as a corner.
And Corey Stillwell, only a sophomore, doing a great job over there. As now Andrews in trouble in the backfield, and a lot of hats come in there and knock down Eli Aguilar. And poor old Eli wanted to go outside. That cut off. He tried to cut it back inside, but there was just nowhere to go.
And that's, again, great job by the linebackers filling the alleys, filling the gaps, because anytime a running back cuts back like that, that's what you're filling the gap for. You're filling that alley, and we're making them pay for that chance that they try to cut back.
Cole Weichel coming in there along with Keontae Graham. And they get after you. So right now, 3rd down, 11 to go for Andrews. Just under 3 minutes to play in the first half. 14-0, Devils on top. And again, strong side left. Got a wing over there with a tight end. Preston in the shotgun, turns, hands off. They run over there on the strong side. And a good run over there by Dalton Rose. He got about 5 yards on the play. Going to bring up 4th and 5, though, and the Wildcats are going to have to punt.
Yeah, still great disciplined football. You know that on 3rd and 11, you can allow some. You don't want to make the mistake, and allowing him to get 5 yards doesn't hurt you right there. You're still in a position to receive the punt here.
Now back to return is going to be Andrew Cody. He and Josiah Glaspie kind of alternating back and forth a little bit. Andrew, of course, was the quarterback last week against Madison over at Mars Hill University. Coming on, Graham Birch to punt for the Wildcats.
And again, building different weapons. We're making everyone a weapon, making everyone respect us, and this young man is certainly going to be, with abilities like that, one that's going to be respected in this conference and in the state.
10-yard return. He took it out the 31 just quickly right up across the 41-yard line. So anytime you can get 10 yards on a punt return.
That's fabulous.
That's great.
A coach can't ask for anything better than that. To clean, field one clean, get upfield, that is perfect.
Yeah, because you look at some of the stats on punt returns, for example, at the collegiate level, they're usually like 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to get eat up. If you can get a punt return back 10 yards every single time, you're winning that.
Yeah, no doubt. First down and 10 now. 1:46 to play in the first half. Don't forget the West Swain Volunteer Fire Department over there selling that kettle corn every home game. We appreciate Daniel Kluwer and all the great folks over there. Pass over here on the top of the grass, I'm afraid, probably going to be incomplete to Keontae Graham on the Maroon Devils' first down.
And it's good we're spreading them out. I know I said that earlier, and it may be something we make a little bit of an adjustment. That is a longer throw. It's not to say that Reese is not accurate. That is a little bit longer throw. This is the wide side of the field. They may try to scoot them in just a little bit, make that throw a little bit easier, make Josh be able to get out there and get that block. And as they're going to try to get had Gillespie open in the middle of the field.
Oh, breaking the tackle. Little move
Great
over there
job.
out to the 45, out to the 50. What quick feet by Keontae Graham. He made a couple of guys miss, and there's a very late flag coming in. That might be on the Wildcat defense. We'll see.
It may have been a late hit. I couldn't tell exactly what happened, but usually that's what it is. It's either going to be a personal foul or an unsportsmanlike conduct. We'll see right here. They pointed in that direction, so I think it was. I think there might have been
just a little bit late.
Hit.
Yep, over here on the sideline. But what a good move by Graham. Just good footwork. And made the guy miss. It is going to be a personal foul. Face mask. Face mask on the Wildcats, and that comes at the end of the play.
Yeah, that's tacking on from where it was at. So that's 15 more yards.
Down to the 30-yard line, you can see the instant replay here. And it looks like I couldn't tell there if his hand just came off the face mask or –
Right there
it is.
At the very end, 52 reached in and grabbed his helmet.
Yeah, old Jerry got him by the face mask. Here comes Josh Collins, and good open field tackle by Sam Preston. As we mentioned, 5'7" Sam Preston, not afraid to take on Josh Collins, and that says a lot.
Yeah, he's going to do what he has to do right there. He's certainly not going to take Josh on in his shoulder pads. He's going to try to get in his wheels as anyone should do because, I mean, if he takes him up high, he's going to learn a valuable lesson.
Yeah, boy, Preston, a tough kid. Second down. 7 to go. Reese Winchester back to throw. Slant down the middle. Throws behind. Down there, Josiah Gillespie was in the ballpark. Corey Stillwell. He had a number of guys down there, but just kind of threw it behind him.
I think it's a little bit of a busted route. We had 2 wide receivers within about a yard of one another there. I know you're probably running double slants, but one has to be way shorter than that in order to suck in one of the defenders. But that's all right. Again, we're testing it out. That middle of the field has been open all night. We start completing some of those. Then that's a weapon we can use later on.
Oh, no question. Because most teams in the Smoky Mountain Conference, as you know, Cody, just traditionally don't throw the football a whole lot.
They really don't. The last team that I saw that threw the football that much was 2003 with Robbinsville and Dusty Anderson and a few of those folks that were just, I mean, they threw for thousands and thousands of yards.
They did.
And that was a hard offense to stop.
Dusty was a heck of a player. Pass caught over here by Graham, but a penalty flag is probably going to bring this play back as Graham was forced out of bounds inside the 25. But another flag, and, man, we've had so many penalties.
It looks like 10 penalties for 70 yards for
there you
both
go.
teams so far. It's 9 right now, but I don't know that we've even calculated this one yet.
Yeah, it is going to be on the Maroon Devils. So, yeah, you can look at the stat monitor there and tell us the penalties are adding up.
They really are adding up, and it's unnecessary. Some of them, I've questioned some of the calls. Of course, the face mask on the last one and the potential chop block. But it's to have this many penalties in a football game is usually, especially in the first half of one.
Yeah,
is not normal.
Yeah, especially when we haven't seen this many all season. Third down now. Maroon Devils need about 22 actually. Reese
throw
down there, just overthrows his man, and down there was the speedy one, Josiah Gillespie, but even he couldn't get that one.
And that's just it's a little bit of a touch issue. I mean, especially when you've got Josiah out there running, that's the one you're going to throw to. It doesn't hurt to get a little more air under the ball. You're not going to have to lead Josiah much. Even if you throw him a little bit short, that's almost what you want because it was one-on-one out there with Samuel Preston, 5'7", versus Josiah. I mean, what is his? What are his?
Yeah, Josiah's about 6'3".
Yeah, I was about to say he's at least 6'3" and can jump out of the stadium. So hang it up a little bit, man.
Yep, Sam, good coverage. Reese back to throw again.
Oh,
now
he got
fires
him
left sideline. There's Josh Collins.
I know that play.
Down inside the 30-yard line. Not enough for a first down, but it worked.
It does work. That play was one we ran in the state championship game in 2004, is to slip the tailback out of the back right there and throw the ball to him. So I've seen that a couple of times. And it'll work. It's one you can continue to go to, and it's definitely a good play on fourth down.
And good safety valve play, so to speak.
Yes.
And it looks like we're down to 32 seconds to play here in the first half. Now Andrews will get the football, turned it over on downs, and we'll see if they want to just run a couple of plays on the ground or if they want to try to pull a rabbit out of the hat here in the final seconds of the first half.
They've changed quarterbacks, so let's see if they're changing for an arm or for leg here.
And going to hand off, and it's going to be a run of about 3 out to the 32-yard line, and that might see if Andrews will line up or if they're going to let this clock run out and go to the halftime locker room. They're in no hurry. So, and again, in the backfield was Graham Birch. And they're going to let this clock run out. So we're going to go to halftime with our score. Maroon Devils 14 and the Andrews Wildcats 0. Here are some updated scores elsewhere around the Smoky Mountain Conference. Right now, Robbinsville is all over Cherokee 24-0. 1:15 left to play in the first half. And right now, Boy Murphy and Hayesville have a tight one going on. They're almost to halftime. Right now it's Murphy 14, Hayesville 14. So a great game going on there, but Robbinsville Oliver Cherokee. And again, our score, as both teams head for the locker room, Maroon Devils 14 and Andrews nothing. And Cody, we're going to, of course, halftime. We'll have all the halftime homecoming ceremony and all the beautiful dresses that the young ladies wear. But I'll tell you, this ball game is not even close to being over.
No, it's not. I mean, you can tell by how Andrews is running the offense and some of the players that they've got. They can certainly take a hold of the game at any minute and can hurt you with any one play. But I know that Coach Holt's going to go in there. There's some things that we don't necessarily have to grind. All we have to do is hone some things, stay on top, stay on control of the clock. And I know he's going to talk to his offense and defense about that and come out with a refreshed view in the second half.
Yeah, and I'm guessing that both coaches might talk to their guys about the penalty flags that, maybe, we can adjust and avoid some of those calls in the second half that we saw in the first half.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, especially the ones that are going to be the personal fouls, that we got, which we've only gotten one so far. But the holding penalties, those are minor adjustments. Again, if you're going to block, you may come up and get closer to the person so it doesn't look like your arms are extended. Little bitty things like that. And they're certainly going to talk about it. But they're also going to talk about what you said earlier. Don't let that get ahead of you. Make sure, you're still playing the game. Yeah. Don't dwell on that. Go to the next play. Learn from it and move on.
Oh, no doubt. Fans, stay tuned. We're going to take a break, and then we'll come back. Toby Burrow will be joining you live with homecoming activities. We can already see the young ladies and their escorts taking the field, so stay with us here on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hello, viewers. My name is Audrey Zelinka, and I'm one of your student correspondents with the Maroon Devils Network. This channel was created in 2014, and since then we've had over 430,000 views, but more than 75% of those have been non-subscribers. Right now our channel has a little over 2,400 subscribers, but we want to reach a goal of 5,000. To help us do this, you can like, subscribe, and share our videos. Thank you for watching the Maroon Devils Network.
Are we ready, Bill? Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it is my honor to present to you the 2023 Swain High School Homecoming Court. Please Please welcome them. Freshman representatives, Nora Dunlap. Nora is a freshman at Swain High. She's the daughter of Charles Dunlap and Bobby Joe Jenkins of the Galbraith Creek community. Nora attends the Bryson City Church of God. She travels twice a year with the mission team where she works in an orphanage. Nora's school activities include volleyball and basketball. Her plans after high school include to attend a college and pursue a career in nursing. Nora is escorted tonight by junior Jacob Jenkins. Jacob is the son of Jeff Jenkins and Jennifer Fowler and resides in the Barkers Creek community in Jackson County. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Nora Dunlap. Bennett Taylor. Bennett is a freshman at Swain High. She is the daughter of Whitney and Wesley Taylor of the Alarka community of Bryson City. Bennett is actively involved in 4-H. She is the president of the Livestock Committee. Bennett is a member of the youth group at Silver Mine Missionary Baptist Church. In her spare time, she competes in barrel racing and livestock showing. Her school activities include Future Farmers of America, Bible Club, and Fellowship of Christian Athletes. After high school, Bennett plans to go to AB Tech and pursue a 2-year degree in veterinary tech. Bennett is escorted by sophomore Noah Schuler. Noah is the son of Casey and Amber Schuler and resides in the Lands Creek community of Bryson City. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Bennett Taylor. Sophomore representative, Martin Harvey. Martin is a sophomore at Swain High School. She's the daughter of Amy and Rich Harvey of the Deep Creek community. Martin takes pride in being involved in the Western North Carolina Bat Study, assisting the North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission. Her school activities include cross country, indoor track, outdoor track, and is the team captain of the Swain County Envirothon team. After high school, Martin plans to attend a 4-year university and study marine biology. Martin is escorted by sophomore Carl Baird. He is the son of Blake and Lillian Baird and resides in Bryson City. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Martin Harvey. Kinsley Hyatt. Kinsley is a sophomore at Swain High School. She's the daughter of Travis and Lee Hyatt of the Toot Hollow community of Bryson City. Kinsley attends Victory Baptist Church and assists with the Manna Food Bank. She volunteers with Rec League Volleyball. Kinsley's school activities include Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Bible Club, Varsity Volleyball, Travel Volleyball, Indoor Track, and Outdoor Track. After high school, Kinsley wants to pursue a degree at a 4-year university majoring in human services or public relations. Kinsley is escorted by freshman Marcus Fisher. Marcus is the son of Justin and Carla Fisher and resides in Whittier. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Kinsley Hyatt. Anastasia Bynum. Anastasia is a junior at Swain High. She is the daughter of Norma and Thomas Bynum of Whittier. Anastasia's community activities include volunteering in the Swain High concession stand during JV games and helping her parents with their restaurants. Her school activities include woodwind captain of the Swain County High School Marching Band. Also a membership in Project Discovery, Jazz Band, and Concert Band. She is dual enrolled through SCC. After high school, Anastasia plans to attend an out-of-state college to pursue a degree in music and a minor in business. Her dream is to travel the world. Anastasia is escorted tonight by her father, Thomas Bynum. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Anastasia Bynum. Cassidy Faye Fortner. Cassidy is a junior at Swain High. She is the daughter of Craig Fortner and Carla Davis. Cassidy resides with her grandparents, Henry and Reba Fortner, in the Johnson Branch community of Bryson City. She takes care of Nana Reba, works at Snack Shack, tends to the family farm, and attends Mountain Creek Church in East Alarka. Cassidy is a member of the Bible Club at Swain High. After high school, Cassidy plans to go to SCC and pursue a degree in cosmetology and open her own beauty shop. Cassidy is escorted by her papa, Henry Fortner. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Cassidy Faye Fortner. Isabel Walker. Isabel is a junior at Swain. She is the daughter of Tiffany Walker of the Lueda community of Bryson City and Charles Walker of the Birdtown community. Isabel is employed at Carolina Conies and Cream and babysits for numerous families in her community. Her school activities include volleyball, soccer, and she has received 2 state championship track titles. After high school, Isabel plans to attend the University of Tennessee at Knoxville and pursue an elementary teaching degree. Her other possible interests would be becoming a pharmacy technician. Isabel is escorted by junior Daniel Nations. Daniel is the son of Rick and Rachel Nations and resides in the Jenkins Branch community. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Isabel Walker. Riley Cabe. Riley is a senior at Swain High. She's the daughter of Nicole and Adam Sherrill of Bryson City. Riley volunteers at the Mariana Black Bookstore and the Giving Spoon. She is an active member at the Grove Church. Riley's school activities include National Honor Society and being vice president of the International Thespian Society, and she is a varsity cheerleader. After high school, Riley plans to attend the University of Colorado and major in liberal arts and minor in business. Riley is escorted tonight by Elijah George. Elijah is the son of Linda Bowman and Charles Arch and resides in the Big Cove community of Cherokee. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Riley Cave. Savannah Cunningham. Savannah is a senior. She is the daughter of Sarah and Brett Bradley and Glenn and Bobby Cunningham of the Ela community. Savannah volunteers numerous hours assisting with road cleanups. Her school activities include captain of the varsity cheerleading squad, a member of the women's wrestling team, and women's soccer team. After high school, Savannah plans to attend a 4-year university and major in nursing. She hopes to become a traveling nurse. Savannah is escorted tonight by junior Clay Siegel. He is the son of Sarah Parton and Kevin Siegel and resides in the Lueda community of Bryson City. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Savannah Cunningham. Morgan Faith Dyer. Morgan is a senior at Swain High. She is the daughter of Lynn and John Dyer of the Lueda community. Morgan donates clothes and other items to the Crisis Pregnancy Center, supports local businesses, and waits tables at Jimmy Mac's. She has concentrated her high school career in CTE classes in healthcare. This is allowing her to graduate with her Red Cross Honors Card and a Gold CTE concentrated cord. Morgan also has certifications in OSHA, Stop the Bleed, First Aid, and CPR. After high school, in December, Morgan will attend SEC and obtain her nursing degree while she uses her nurse aid certification to acquire a job in the field. Morgan is escorted tonight by Titan Chase Burrell. Chase is the son of Lynn Dyer and Drew Burrell and resides in the Lueda community. Ladies and gentlemen, Morgan Faith Dyer. Walela George. Walela is a senior at Swain High. She's the daughter of Chadwick George and the granddaughter of Barbara Miller of the Birdtown community of Cherokee. Walela babysits for numerous local families and participates in community walks. She is a member of HOSA. After high school, Walela plans to attend SEC and pursue a degree as a surgical tech. Walela is escorted by senior Finley Crisp. Finley is the grandson of Johnny Crisp and resides in the Alarka community of Bryson City. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Walela George. Abby Loftus. Abby is a senior at Swain High. She is the daughter of Bratton and Lisa Loftus of the Franklin Grove community. Abby volunteers at the Senior Center and is an active member of the Christ Fellowship Church. Her school activities include New Century Scholars, and she is the captain of the Varsity cheerleading squad. After high school, Abby plans to go to SEC for 2 years and then go to Western Carolina University to get a degree in labor and delivery nursing. Abby is escorted by senior Derek Arlano. Derek is the son of Raul Alano, and Patricia Rojas, and resides in the Whittier community. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Abby Loftus. Traditionally, the homecoming queen is crowned by last year's homecoming queen, but unfortunately for us, last year's queen, Amaya Hicks, could not be here tonight as she is running cross country for Western Carolina University and is out of town. So we will have some folks standing in for her. Miss Rachel McIntyre will present sashes to the Maid of Honor and Queen. Principal Sonia Blankenship will crown the Maid of Honor and Queen, and Bill Reynolds will present the roses to the Maid of Honor and Queen. So now, without any further ado, the 2023 Swain County High School Homecoming Maid of Honor is Miss Isabel Walker. Congratulations, Izzy. Now the moment of truth. Your 2023 Swain High School homecoming queen, Miss Riley Cave. Congratulations, homecoming queen, Riley Cave, and your court.
Here, Cody, in the third quarter, 14-0. And right now, the Maroon Devils on top. It's been a tough ball game, and Andrews coming out and lining up on a power formation again, and the quarterback drops the ball. And in the backfield at quarterback, by the way, is going to be Graham Birch.
I've seen him move him around a couple of times, going back and forth through Samuel and Mr. Birch.
And we'll try to get that sound squared away for you. Just underway here in the third quarter. 14-0, Maroon Devils on top. And trying to get our sound squared away. We have some scores to, yes. Yep. And some scores. Robbinsville leading 24-0 at halftime. Also Murphy and Hayesville tied 14-14 at halftime. Another conference play. Maroon Devils with a 4-man front right now.
That's just a lead isolation.
Oh, boy. He pops it outside. And getting a hand on him to cut it back inside was Josiah Glaspie, but good run over there by Aguilar, and he's a very capable running back.
Looks like he's shaking up on that play, too.
And we hopefully get that extra sound cut off here with 11 minutes to play. there it goes, I think. But, Cody, going to be interesting to see what adjustments each team will make here in the third quarter.
Absolutely, and it seems as though Andrews has made a few little adjustments there. Nothing major. They're still running the same offense, still doing the same thing, just trying to catch us inside.
Yep. Got a double wing, and this
Great
time
job. Oh, that was a hold.
Yeah,
the one, there we go.
Late flag, but it comes in as on that play. It looks like Cole Weichel kind of got held as he was pursuing Preston on that end around.
And that was a hold. There was no doubt about that. The jersey stretched from the defender. When you see that, absolutely. And especially when the offensive player right there is standing behind him and a block in the back. So it's either a hold and a block in the back.
Yeah, when you see that jersey, you got to call that one.
Yeah, at that time, okay, I get you on the hold there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. So that's going to move the sticks back probably down near the 35-yard line. Let's see where they plant it. It's going to be at the 34-yard line now for the Wildcats. It's going to bring up a first down and 20 from the 34-yard line.
And I don't expect Andrews to come out with anything mind-blowing here. They're going to be trying to still grind the thing. Andrews' offense is designed to create a hole, hoping that we make a mistake. As long as we continue to play alley football and fundamental football, we'll be fine. That's a busted play there.
Got to mix up in the backfield. The quarterback again, Graham Birch, had a little hesitation about handing off to Aguilar, and the timing was off.
And they've moved Birch in and out and traded places, and that's what happens. I mean, it is great to have different players running quarterback, but timing is a little bit different between each quarterback, and there it looked like timing was off a little bit.
And both quarterbacks we've seen tonight, Sam Preston and Graham Birch, are seniors for head coach James Phillips. And the Wildcats this time, they run a single receiver wide left. They like that wing set, this time the wing on the left side. And they're going to run over there behind that wing.
Oh, he's got him.
And, boy, in the backfield, throwing the running back for a loss. As looks like that's going to be 57. That's big Grady Lewis.
Yeah.
And, again, that three-man front, Grady Lewis, Insay Ufert, L.D. Luquire, they're a tough bunch.
They are a tough bunch. They're playing hard up front, and I know that I talked about the linebackers earlier. The reason why the linebackers are able to move the way that they're moving right now is because those defensive linemen are jamming. It's what's called jamming. On the snap of the football, they are holding up offensive linemen. Those offensive linemen that are supposed to be getting to the linebackers or to the second level, our D-line is not allowing them to do that, and that is a very important task of their –
Birch tries to throw out of the backfield, got a penalty flag down as the Maroon Devils are now going to more of a four-man front. Also joining those guys up there is Andreas Cisneros, big number 77. So a little different wrinkle, if you will, on defense.
Yeah, look, went to a four-front there, and that's good. Mix it up. Make them make decisions. And that's a great thing, especially when you're trying to run block. You move people up, move people back, hide them behind one another, or whatever the case may be. You're forcing an offense not to use their physical abilities, but their mental abilities and figure out who to block. And a lot of times later on in a game like this, they just don't have it to be able to successfully do that.
Now a long way to go on fourth down and 22. Andrew is going to punt it away as dropping back is going to be Andrew Cody. Line drive punt. going to take a big roll, not going to be returned, and will be blown dead at the 33-yard line. So the Maroon Devils will take over now with 8:36 to play. Here in the third quarter, up 14-0 over the Wildcats here in Smoky Mountain Conference play. And again, nothing new to report in the other games. Murphy and Hayesville tied at the half. Robbinsville leading 24-0 at the half. And we were talking about another game, Drawn and Mitchell. And surprisingly, boy, it looks like Drawn wearing Mitchell out tonight.
Yeah, it sounds like it was. I believe the score that I heard the last time, the last update was 43-21, Drawn over Mitchell. So that's a – and, you know, Drawn was defeated Andrews last year in the playoffs, so they've obviously got some good players coming back.
Tough bunch. Both teams ranked in the top 10 in this week's 1A poll as the Maroon Devils come out running with Josh Collins this time on the carry. We haven't seen as much of Josh tonight. Of course, Josh obviously having one of those record-breaking seasons, but the Maroon Devils trying to throw some different looks on offense.
And again, that's okay because when you have an athlete like Josh, draw him like a sword. You know, figure out where it is that you need him, how to run it, and then when you draw him, you slash down, and that's it's completely okay if he doesn't run for 35 or 40 times a ball game.
Oh, Reese pitching it out, and again, Andrews diagnosed this play pretty well as we faked it to Josh. Then Reese running that option, pitches out to Stroman at the last second, and got one or two at the 39-yard line, but Andrews again diagnosed that one pretty good.
That you can tell that was an adjustment that was made at halftime. It wasn't necessarily offensive. Defensively, they've made an adjustment. They've changed an assignment for one of the outside linebackers instead of taking quarterback or taking pitch there. I think that they're starting to create more specified assignments for those defensive backs.
Right now, 4-3 look for the Wildcats on defense, and boy, they're up there plugging that gap again on James Stroman, who picked up a couple of yards. It's going to bring up 4th down and 3, and we see Coach Holt out there on the field. Looks like the Maroon Devils are going to go for it here on 4th down and a long 3.
Putting faith in our defense, which is completely fine. We'll see something here. See if we try to spread them out to get that 3 yards. But you don't see it traditionally that on your own side of the 50 that you're going to go for it. But that is complete faith in our defense, and we'll see what the Devils run here. Maybe the trap.
Going to have to get it rolling. 5 seconds on the play clock, and now we're going to have to call a timeout because I'm not sure we were going to get that snap away before we might have lost 5 more yards. So a timeout on the field, 14-0. We'll be back on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. 4th down, Maroon Devils after the timeout. It's still Reese Winchester looking to the sideline here. Plenty of time on the play clock, though, with 2 wide on the right side, the wide side of the field. 4-man rush for the Wildcats. Here comes Reese on the short side of the field. Pitches out to Stroman, and the timing was off, and the play is off, and we're going to turn the ball back over to hold on. Penalty flag on the field.
That's likely going to be a holding. To be honest with you, with this official down here running the ball to his side, he's probably called a holding, which I imagine would be declined and turn over the ball on downs here.
So I totally agree, Cody. Andrews should be getting the ball back with 6:36 to play in the third quarter. Got to give a shout-out tonight to Mr. Soda Pop himself, Paul Crawley. There's the holding call against the Maroon Devils. And I tell you, that is one Maroon Devil fan right there.
It sure is. I know that he just tuned in. He had to close up shop before he was able to go home and tune in, but it sounded like he just has tuned back in.
And talking about the Devils midfield, you know, normally we have a different logo out there. Now you can see on the camera the Devils kind of in cursive at midfield, which is, I think this is the first time we've seen that look at midfield. So for you fans who haven't been to a home game, now we got a timeout called by Andrews. but that Devils is at midfield looking good. And by the way, talking about the band who performed in the pregame, but we had homecoming at halftime. The band is going to be over at the Enka. Big band competition over there tomorrow, and people who are into that, Cody, who have been there, they know there are lots of bands there, and it's going to be weather's supposed to be good. It should be a great day.
Yeah, it should be a great day, and I couldn't imagine. I always look at that, and I couldn't imagine what it's like to play any kind of instrument in the poor weather, the rain, or anything like that. So I'm glad it is going to be good weather for those folks, and that is a huge event.
It really is. Talking about other events coming up for the Maroon Devils. Coming up next Saturday, of course, we got the Hall of Fame golf tournament up at Smoky Mountain Country Club. Cross country going to be on the road next Saturday at the Wendy's Invitational down at McAlpine Creek Park down in Charlotte. Next week, boys soccer Monday at Murphy. Wednesday, going to be at Blue Ridge. The boys soccer team will not be back home until Monday, October 9, hosting Andrews. And by the way, in volleyball, hard to believe, 4 matches left, but the volleyball team had a big 3-1 win of Hayesville just last night. They've won 7 out of the last 8. The volleyball team is going to be hosting Murphy right here Tuesday. That's going to be a big one. Then Thursday on the road at Cherokee. Then Tuesday, October 10th at Robbinsville. Thursday, October 12th, final regular season match with Andrews here. Andrews coming out running the football. Talking about the Wildcats. They're down inside the 10, down inside the 8-yard line. Outstanding run. So that might have been the best time out of the night for the Wildcats, Cody.
Yeah, they're probably coming back. We're going to see if this is a hold or not.
Uh-oh.
Holding on the offense.
Holy cow. I know both coaches have got to be getting tired of that.
It was. And what the quarterback did here, they ran it like an isolation. Instead of him running to the outside, which he's not been able to do all night, he just followed the dive back straight up in there. It's not that different from a belly play that Rosman ran and under the Coach Fox days. But, again, I mean, I know that it of course, being a Maroon Devil fan, we certainly don't want them to get those yards, but my goodness, it doesn't seem like anybody's able to do anything towards this side of the field without getting some kind of holding call.
Oh, man, we have seen more holding penalties tonight. Seriously, this is our 6th game. We haven't seen this many holding penalties in any game all year.
No,
and again, not
not
being
at all.
critical, but that's just a fact.
Yeah, and it could be something that the officiating crews have been instructed on. That could be something that's going on.
Yeah.
We don't know what it is, but they certainly are. They've increased their awareness this game.
One thing I know in talking with some of the officials here at Swain County High School and with a couple of referees as well, one thing that referees are also being very tuned into is fans yelling at players and fans yelling at officials.
Yes.
They are very going to be very critical
They're
of that.
cracking down on that for sure.
They really are. So now 2nd down and 12, Wildcats. Power formation, handing off right side, and here comes Aguilar, and boy, I don't think he got much. Coming up there, Josh Collins leading the way, along with big Grady Lewis up front.
Yeah, they're just not able to cut back. You know, that's what they're looking for. That you can tell that's their bread and butter. That it's kind of like a Murphy offense, the same offense Murphy runs, and they're just trying to be able to run to the sideline, plant their foot, cut back, and our linebackers are just not allowing that.
And a good play up in front as well by Insay Ufert, who is a tough guy to try to handle one-on-one. 3rd down and 12 now, Wildcats. 5 minutes to play, 3rd quarter. And here comes the quarterback on an option. He's going to run it. And another penalty flag coming in there. And here comes a very late penalty flag. It's a gain of only a couple of yards. Going to bring up 4th down, but I'm afraid it's going to be a holding call on the Wildcats.
I will say that was a hold. You cannot tackle a defensive lineman. That was most certainly a hold. I saw that. They were trying to block down on Insay. Insay was penetrating, and the only option left for number 50 there for Andrews is he had to tackle him. So he did. But that was certainly a holding call.
Oh, no doubt. So now penalty declined. Wildcats will punt it away, and dropping back this time is going to be Josiah Glaspie. Coming on to punt is going to be Graham Birch for the Wildcats, wearing solid white. Maroon Devils in solid maroon here on this Friday night. Next week, the Maroon Devils are going to be on the road at Hayesville, and right now, Hayesville and Murphy tied up. A big game going on there. 4th down, and line drive punt. Josiah's going to take it. Back out across the 10, out to the 15. Still good footwork, and out to the 21-yard line, a very good return.
Great job. That's what you got to do. Perfect. got us out from being pinned into the inside our own 20-yard line, and got us out. We got some breathing room. It's perfect.
Again, Robbinsville leading Cherokee 24-0. Now an updated score in the Murphy game. Murphy leading Hayesville 21-14. 9 minutes to play in the third quarter. So Smoky Mountain Conference play, and Cody, it's always fun to follow what the other guys are doing on Friday.
It's getting tough. That's one thing about playing a lot of games before you get in the Smoky Mountain Conference. It gives us a chance for the Smoky Mountain Conference teams to study what you're doing. And, again, that's why I like we're going to something that a lot of teams haven't seen yet out of the Maroon Devils, and it's going to
quarterback draw.
Yep, quarterback draw.
And got about 5 yards, and we've seen Andrews kind of wide gaps up front with their 4 down linemen up there on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, we're really trying to spread them out, because if they're playing assignment football, let's say the defensive linemen on the outside have to be outside eye of the tackle. Well, what you do is if they're disciplined to be outside eye of the tackle, you keep spreading the tackles, you're spreading them out. And that's really start opening up veer lanes, draw lanes, a lot of those things that we're good at running, and so that's what we're trying to do right here. Spread them out as far as we can, and eventually I imagine we could even start running the veer out of shotgun.
And those are huge gaps up there.
Absolutely.
4 wide for the Maroon Devils. Here comes Reese again. Quarterback draw play. This time he has to pop it outside. There's another penalty flag, and I'm sure it's going to be a holding
It'll
call.
Be a holding.
Yep, Reese only got a yard, so this is going to bring up another big play. Coming in now, we're going to have another tight end coming in. Brandon Frost coming in. James Stroman coming in. Also Corey Stillwell. And again, boy, those things just keep coming. Another holding call. Man, oh man, oh man. And I keep beating this dead horse, so to speak. But again, I haven't seen this many holding calls, I don't think, combined in the first 5 games.
I haven't either. I mean, it seems like if you're running anywhere outside the tackles, that you're going to get a holding call.
Right. And again,
that's tough.
Not being critical of the officials at all. I'm just saying we're seeing a lot more tonight than we've seen all year.
And a lot of these could be somewhere some legitimate holds that I just can't see as part of what I'm looking at, and some that I have. But it is certainly uncharacteristic for a football game to have this many holding calls.
Now, I'll say this. If your dad was here, he'd have a totally different look on this. I'll leave that right there.
He probably would. Like I said, I was guilty of it just myself. So
well, here comes a good run. Good run out across the 24-yard line. One of our better runs here tonight, especially between the tackles by Josh Collins.
And that's another thing. If you're going to have to combat the officials, you got to go back to it. You may want to try to run some different things, but if you start running in between the tackles, they don't have a chance to see a hold because the football's already by any offensive lineman before they can chance to see anything. So that's exactly what they're doing here. They're just going to say, you know what, if we're going to have to fight the officials too, then we're just going to keep a ground game, run inside the tackles, and keep control of the clock.
We saw that on the last play with Josh. 3rd down now and 7. Here comes a toss sweep to the left side. Josh out there trying to get a block. He got a few yards out there as James Stroman tried to clear the path for him, but good coverage over there by the Wildcats. Graham Burch coming up on the tackle along with Antonio Hernandez. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and still about a yard.
He pointed first down. That's why I was about to say the head official went ahead and pointed first down, and I thought, where it's
spotted, that's the first down.
It was, but when I was looking at the line judge, it seemed like he was about a half a yard short. But okay, that's a great job. We'll take the first down and keep moving.
We've seen a couple of spots tonight that helped the offense. 1st down and 10 now. 2:24 to play. It's been a fast-moving 3rd quarter here. No score by either team.
Great
in this
job.
quarter.
He's got a hold.
And this time, again, as you mentioned, Cody, hey, if you run it between the tackles, hard to catch a hold as this time James Stroman picks up about 5 yards.
And, boy, that was close. And to be honest with you, with the way that defensive tackle just got up right there and being that slow, I would run the veer right at him again because he was trying to close to get that dive back, and he's not going to close that fast again. And I wonder if they'll run the veer right back to him, given how slow he's moving.
Reese under center again, 4-man front, wide gaps, split backs. Josh and James, J and J, if you will. Reese to throw, penalty, and got a whistle and a penalty flag. This time, false start on the offense. I think our receiver might have taken off a little bit too quick.
Yeah, just jumped the gun a little bit, and it is hard. You got to be disciplined as a receiver. You're certainly that far away from the ball on the wide side of the field. You're not listening for a snap count. You're watching the ball move.
That's it.
So you just got to stay disciplined.
right now Robbinsville all over Cherokee, 32-0 Robbinsville in that ball game. So again, we appreciate all our fans and scores, trading scores with the other guys down the line at the other conference games tonight. 2nd down and 10. I formation behind Reese. He fakes the handoff, wants to throw down the middle, and it's going to be knocked up in the air and almost caught by Stillwell on the bounce.
That's a great job, almost caught.
Also there, Graham Burch for Andrews might have got a hand on it as well. So, boy, when that ball pops up in the air, your heart stops.
It is scary because it's anybody's ball at that point. And I tell you what, I know that it sounds crazy, but I'm even gun shy up here. Anytime we roll this way towards this official, I'm afraid that there's some going to be I keep looking on the ground every single time to see if there's going to be a hold.
Yeah, there's been a lot of laundry on the ground here tonight. This time the Maroon Devils got twins on the wide side of the field. Got Glaspie up there on the short side, on the Andrews side of the field. Our Maroon Devils going right to left. Reese back to throw. Fires and overshoots Corey Stillwell over here, who had a step behind his man at the 41-yard line.
He did, and it was a timing route, and Stillwell just didn't get turned around in time. And so that's what Coach Holt was telling him right there. He's like, go ahead and get up there, paddle your feet, break down, and get turned so that you can see that football coming. With this is an interesting statistics. I was just looking there we've had 22 rushes for 98 yards, but we've passed for 128. It's the first time I think all season that our passing yards are surpassing our rushing yards.
I think you're exactly right as Josh Collins comes on to punt. And I think this might be our first punt tonight. It's going to be angled away from the return men, and it's going to roll down to be blown dead at the 41-yard line. So no return with 1:05 to play in the third quarter. Wildcats get the ball back here, Cody, with 14-0. Maroon Devils on top. And it's just a good night for high school football. By the way, thanks to Toby Burrell, I mean, this guy can do two things. He can run stats and do PA, and he just told us Josh is now over 1,000 yards this season.
Oh, wow.
So I can't do two things at once.
I can't do it either. Yeah.
But thank goodness people like Toby can. And
I certainly can't do it. I can't chew gum and walk at the same time.
But what a season. And this is only the 6th game over 1,000 yards. Here comes Birch rolling to the left side.
Got him right
He's
there.
being pursued, and he gets caught over there at the 40-yard line. And coming up again over there was Brandon Frost, but behind him the whole way was Drew Skaggs. He had him kind of zoned in over there.
Hey, and that's the way that's supposed to work. I mean, he's running a long way. You're filling the gaps. You're spreading him all the way to the sideline with someone hot on his heels and someone standing right in front of him. I mean, that is textbook. That's really going to come in handy not only tonight, but when you run up against both Robbinsville and Murphy, who run similar offenses, trying to stretch things out, that's really going to come in handy.
Oh, no question. We're going to see that soon. We have Murphy here. We have Robbinsville on the road later on in the season. Snap comes to Birch. He pitches it out to the right side. And, again, here comes Rose. And Rose.
Does he have the football?
Boy, no, check that. Boy, I thought Rose had it. Ty Clark had it, but up there blocking was Dalton Rose. He faked me out big time.
I don't know if he had the football and then lost it. He did. He had the football and lost it, and it landed in his lap.
There we go. It was Ty Clark recovering it after Rose did actually get the handoff.
Yeah, but you can see right there, that's what, if you're running the football like Rose has, the hits are starting to take a toll. And so it is good. I mean, I'm glad that we're experimenting some different things because it is good to have Josh take a break for a little while. Again, draw him like a sword when you need him. He's there. You know what he can do. Everyone else knows what he can do. But it's keeping him healthy on into these, the 10th, 12th, and hopefully 15th, 16th game of the season. That's when you really need him to be healthy.
Oh, no doubt. Fans, after 14-0 Maroon Devils. We go to the fourth quarter, but first let's take a break, and we'll be right back on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hey Maroon Nation, my name is Erin Jenkins and I'm an alumni of Swain High and also the Maroon Devils Network. The network you're watching right now helped me chase my dreams and get my start in broadcast journalism. From weekly interviews with Coach B to hosting game day specials and even getting to sit down with some of Swain High's greatest football legends.
History of the Maroon Machine.
All of these things helped get me to WNCT 9 on your side in Greenville, North Carolina as an on-air news reporter. Right now, you can help other students just like me to chase their dreams by liking, subscribing, and sharing the Maroon Devils Network. As always, go Big Maroon!
Hey, fans, welcome back. Third down, talking about penalties a moment ago as we enter the fourth quarter. They're dead even, 7 apiece here for the Maroon Devils, 7 for Andrews. And again, here come the Wildcats running the football. And they're out across the 45-yard line. Again, on the carry again is going to be Graham Birch, one of their senior quarterbacks.
And I'm really impressed again with our cornerbacks who are playing out here. If they don't have a split end, we're really doing good. Corey Stillwell being able to play back and then come up right at the line of scrimmage and make the tackle. That's excellent job. He's not being accounted for by the offensive lineman or the running backs, and he's up to make the play. So that's a great job. Props to our cornerbacks for playing really disciplined football. Your role there, don't let him outside of you, and they've done a great job with that tonight.
No kidding. And again, Corey only a sophomore and doing a great job over there. So right now, Wildcats going to punt it away on 4th down and about 5 from inside the 45-yard line. A returnable punt. Glaspie has it at the 25, out at the 30. Little dancing out the 35, out the 40, down the sideline, 45-50, getting a block. Out across. We're going to have a block in the back.
It's going to be a blindside block. Yep. I mean, that is so hard. I really feel for players in this day and age. I mean, LD Lou Quire made it. I mean, it wasn't a flagrant block. It wasn't anything crazy. I mean, he hit him square up, hit him right. They're just calling a blindside because he wasn't looking.
That's it. So now a very good run by Josiah Glaspie is going to come back as, just a block in the back over there by the return team. And the Maroon Devils will have the football now back in our territory instead of Wildcat territory after the penalty.
And I can understand the concept behind the blindside block, but, that was an assumed risk. We always said that's why you got to keep your head on a swivel. You got to be paying attention. Now, if you're doing anything, diving at the legs or leaving your feet to target, that's one thing. But, I mean, if you're just trying to get in front of someone and throw a block, I mean, you're going to have that.
Especially at the last second if they turn sideways.
And ultimately, that's just one of the things I disagree with.
Yeah. Here comes Stroman out across the 45 into the secondary out at the 50-yard line. Again, James Stroman, senior running back, getting some work here tonight and giving Josh a little bit of a break, if you will.
And that's what they're doing. They're targeting that defensive end down here for Andrews. Let's say that is Landon Green. They're targeting him. He is slowed way down throughout this game, and so they're going to start running by him. As you can tell, they're switching strength sides, and they're actually taking him out of the ballgame. He's still on the field. That should be a flag if they –
Oh, boy, yeah. Stroman. Reese Winchester now pitching it out to Stroman at the last second down inside the 25-yard line. What a wild play.
I can see Coach Holt. I don't know how they did not have him off of the field. And so I don't know. That should have been
too many men.
Yeah, that should have been too many men on the field.
And now they're going to be calling a penalty against the Maroon Devils. Coach Holt is not happy right now.
I wouldn't be either. 56. Green was not even to the hash marks when they snapped the football. So that was certainly 12 men on the field.
Going to have a hold against the Maroon Devils. And no penalty the other way.
And that's what Reese is going over there. And being a captain, he does have the ability to approach an official. You want to do it in a respectful way, but he can certainly ask questions of an official as a captain.
So now the football comes all the way back. Going to be spotted at the 48-yard line on the Swain high side of the field, and it's going to bring up a first down at about 13. So again, the flags have played a big part in this ball game tonight. We've had about 15 or 16 on the night so far this time. Got a power set, one wide to the left side, split backs. Reese on the option. He's going to pitch it. Reese is going to block. Good block out there by Reese. Getting Collins down the sideline. He might have stepped out of bounds. I'm afraid he did. They're going to blow the play dead.
And I want to see the replay on that because I'm not sure that he actually did. Now, he very well could have, but I was watching here.
What a block by Reese as we see the instant replay.
And that's almost turns into what is called a lead option. Oh, yeah, he did right there, but he was way on down. But it ends up being a lead option. You usually do that with another running back. But if you pitch the ball fast enough, your quarterback can actually get out in front and do the exact same thing as a lead option.
Boy, Reese had a good block on that play. Again, nice play at the 30, going to spot it at the 29-yard line. And we're going to have a timeout on the field called by the Wildcats. 10-18 to play here in the fourth quarter. Still very much anybody's ball game. We'll be back after this break on the Maroon Devils Network. Fans, welcome back. Maroon Devils with the football. First down and 10. Just inside the 30-yard line. Split backs here with 10:18 to play in the fourth quarter. And a 14-0 lead. Winchester fakes the handoff. Pitches out to Stroman around the left side. Got some room. And he's going to get the first down before being forced out of bounds over near the 17-yard line.
I tell you what, it's a great run by the Maroon Devils and a great job by Andrews' free safety right there coming up. He made a lick on Stroman there. And that's great running football. This is what the veer's about. But watch him come up. I mean, he makes a great lick. I mean, that stops it. That hurts everybody. I'll be honest with you.
That's Aguilar over there. Also coming up on the tackle was Graham Birch. I mean, they put the helmet to him. First down and 10. This time it's going to be, here comes Stroman, and he's in the end zone. There again, great run by James Stroman. He found
There's a flag down, but I'll be honest with you. I mean, an Andrews player took his helmet off. That should also be a flag. If you take your helmet off,
not supposed to do that.
You're not supposed to do that. Now, if it came off, let's see.
That was a quick gap that he ran through on that quick hitting play.
Great down block.
Look right there. Slipped right between there, and nobody really got a hand on him. I mean, he just cut back inside, and there was nobody there.
Looks like it's a penalty on the Maroon Devils here.
And boy, this is going to bring back a very good touchdown run by James Stroman. So far tonight, the Maroon Devils 10 penalties, I believe, for 95 yards. Andrews 7 penalties, 57 yards.
They're going to run it again. We should, because he's way out.
Yep, here it goes again. This time the ball popped out and Andrews has it. Getting on the football down there. Looks like for Andrews, it's going to be 51. Antonio Hernandez getting on the ball. So the Wildcats get it back here, and they stay alive, down 14-0 here inside the 20-yard line. But if there has been one thing, even though we've seen some good offense and some not so good offense tonight on both sides tonight, Cody, the Maroon Devil defense has been pretty solid.
It has been. I mean, and one thing that you'll notice about clock management here is Swain has 15 first downs and Andrews has 4.
Wow.
When you can start getting in the double digits or, 15, 20 first downs, you are controlling the clock. You are controlling the game. And so holding them to that point and then getting the ball in our offensive hands and allow them to chew down the field is something that we've done very well, and we're starting to get better at it.
This time the Wildcats try to run between the tackles and not much room there. As coming up, Josh Collins from his linebacker spot plugging that gap. Also coming in there is Cole Weichel. Cole, linebacker, he plays a good edge over there on that side.
He does. Cole's smart. Cole's a good athlete. And he's tough to block. I mean, he's just really tough. He's nitty, gritty. He'll get in there and he can make some plays, and he just wreaks havoc. He's one of those outside guys that's his job is to wreak havoc.
And I think that's what linebackers should do. They wreak havoc.
That is their responsibility is to wreak havoc and create chaos.
Second down and 8 now. Wildcats handed into the backfield, but knifing in there almost with the handoff is big Grady Lewis. He almost took the ball.
That was a great job. I mean, he flew right in there. He found that gap. He penetrated in, and when he did, man, he was like you said, he almost took the handoff.
He slipped that block in a hurry. So now, and we see him right here, bang.
Yeah. And that's a great job. He went down. What he was trying to do was suck him in on the down block and read off of him, but he was able to go in with the down block, push off of the guy, and lateral movement. As a defensive lineman, your job, do not run upfield, is your next step. If you see something like that, is lateral. That's exactly what he did. He went to the side and made the play.
And this time got a penalty. I think we may have a false start. It
should be.
Yeah, blown dead before it really got moving. 8:17 to play here in the fourth quarter. Homecoming. By the way, we forgot to congratulate our winners tonight. The maid of honor tonight at halftime was Isabel Walker, and the 2023 homecoming queen is Riley Cave. Congratulations to those young ladies here tonight. And Cody, that's always a big deal.
It is
in the homecoming.
Oh, absolutely, it is a big deal. I mean, and especially in a small school like this, everybody knows everybody, and it's a huge deal.
It really is. Congratulations, Riley Cave, homecoming queen, Isabel Walker, maid of honor. And here come the Wildcats. Josh Collins this time on the tackle as Graham Birch keeps it. And Nice run, but unfortunately it's going to bring up fourth down at about 8 for the Wildcats.
And they'll go back to that. That is going to be something that they got success with. The quarterback follows the running back. He just runs right behind him, steps one more hole over. They're going to try to continue to do that, and that may be something they implement further on down the season. But they've had success with that particular play tonight.
Oh, no doubt. Good play. Back deep is going to be Andrew Cody right near midfield. This is going to be punted away from him, and will take a bounce out of bounds. No return at the 48-yard line, where the Maroon Devils will have it now with 7:22 to play. And I tell you, Murphy and Hayesville still going at it. At the end of the third quarter, Murphy leading Hayesville 21-14. So Hayesville is going to be tough next week.
They are going to be tough. I mean, they're certainly not giving up.
No, they're not. They are not. So it's this, as we know, the Smoky Mountain Conference is it's almost a fist fight every Friday.
And Hayesville's, they've paid their dues. They had a couple of down years. They've been coming back. I mean, I remember some of the Hayesville of the 90s and early 2000s. I mean, they were some of the toughest teams that any Smoky Mountain or any conference around. But it sounds like that they're trying to claw that program back as well.
No question. So some good football going on tonight. First down and 10. Maroon Devils, Reese Winchester, Tommy Pattern. Got a man open. He's got it at the 15.
He stepped out of bounds.
Oh, and he just stepped out of bounds. Great pass completion. Keontae Graham on the catch. Going to be the 17-yard line, first down inside the red zone.
Great job, and he learned from his mistakes earlier. A lot more air under this ball. Goes completely out of the screen. Allow your receiver to make the adjustment. You don't need to make the adjustment as a quarterback. When you're throwing to athletes like that, throw it up. Let your receivers make the adjustment, and he did perfectly there.
Keontae coming in, 5 catches, 116 yards receiving, and 2 touchdowns on the season for the junior wide receiver. This time, James Arch, wide right. Reese, option, pitches out. Stroman cuts back inside.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, boy, he ran over one of the Andrews defenders over there. Boone Parker, head up. And
I don't think either one of them expected to do that. It looked like Boone got back on his heels right there. But it was a great job. They made the adjustment. They came in, and it just – I mean, did a great job. Blow your head every now and then. Even though you may be a small guy, you've got to lower your head. You got to make them pay for trying to tackle.
That's it. And both guys jump up, ready to go. Second down and 6 now. 6.5 minutes to play. Fourth quarter. Split backs behind Reese on the offensive line. One man wide left. Running a lot of option tonight. Here comes another option. Pitch out to Collins. Tries to cut back inside, and he's actually caught from behind over there. Good tackle from behind. Dalton Rose was one of the better defensive linemen in the conference last year, and he's still showing he's a tough defender.
He is. He understands the game. He was able to pursue that all the way from the other side of the field and come in here and know what was going on. But you can tell he's getting tired.
Yes.
He's certainly wearing down out there.
So first week of Smoky Mountain Conference play. As we mentioned, Murphy, Robbinsville, and Swain right now leading in their respective games here on the first Friday night in the Smoky Mountain Conference. Reese under center, 4-man Wildcat front, 3 linebackers. Collins right up the A gap, down inside the 10-yard line. And going to be just shy of the first down. Looks like fourth down and about 1.5 yards here, Cody.
And that was a good move. They'll probably go back to that again. That was it looks like, I'm not sure if any guard pull, but it looks like a midline option where they begin to run the option not onto the outside, but what they do is run the dive straight up the middle. And they just single block it, run up the middle, and so they'll probably go back to that again because they've got that bubble look, and they're leaving the both A gaps open.
Here comes Reese, hands off Stroman, nice hole over there.
Down.
Just enough gap to run through and get the first down.
Yeah, I mean, they're really and as a running back, if you can make that adjustment, if you can see that, the defensive end, if he is going to come down, his role is to collapse on you taking the dive. Right. If you begin to see his adjustments and then adjust as a running back, run a little tighter, he's coming, and you just get by him and see he made a mistake there. 56 went towards the quarterback instead of the running back. That's how the veer works.
Linebacker had to come up and make the play. So now first down and goal. Here comes Stroman again. And let's see, that might be Reese hanging onto the ball.
It was, and and Reese read that good because the defensive end then knew his mistake from the play before, took the dive, and Reese kept the football. So, and that's how it works.
Yeah.
It is not a play that you're supposed to run and it work every time. It's you're waiting on that defender to make a mistake.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing.
Then you blow it up.
That's when you blow it up, and you just chisel at them, and eventually they're gonna pick wrong.
Yeah. 2nd down and 1 now. 2nd down and goal from the 1-yard line. 4:13 to play. 4th quarter. Reese under center. Plenty of time on the play clock. And here comes the blitz, and boy, the blitz came right up in the gap and knocked us backwards.
They did. They came right into the A gap and really pushed. And I don't even think our center was ready for the push that came right there. I got to give kudos to the defense of Andrews there. That's penetration, and I don't think our offensive linemen were ready for it. Now, hopefully, learning from that, they grab another gear right here and really start pushing them back, because we certainly have the size up front.
Dalton Rose, again, just kind of blitzed right up the A-gap. He came in through there in a hurry. So now 3rd down and goal.
Josh,
and
touchdown.
this time it's going to be Josh, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Maroon Devils, 3:29 to play, and that makes it a 20-0 lead here. But I tell you, with 3:29 to play, that kind of gives the Maroon Devils some breathing room here, Cody, but it has been a battle.
It has been a battle, and it's one, again, I know that it's been a lot slower with us throwing the football tonight than we normally do, but, again, we're mixing it up. We're seeing it. We got 17 first downs, 174 rushing yards, 161 passing yards.
That's balanced.
That's a balanced offense.
Got a bad snap. Play is blown dead, so the PAT is going to be no good with 3:29 to play. And with a break on the field, we'll take a break down the line as well. Our Maroon Devils in front 20-0 on homecoming 2023. We'll be back. Fans, welcome back. Brendan Lanning ready to kick it off for the Maroon Devils here with 3:29 to play, and he kicks it right down the right outside the right hash, and this is going to be returnable. On the return over there is going to be Aguilar, and a good return out near the 40-yard line before being tackled by James Stroman and company. So Wildcats, their best return tonight, Cody, with 3:22 to play.
They're certainly not giving up.
No.
They're going to keep playing, and if I know anyone that's been coached by Coach Phillips, they're going to keep grinding as much as they can to stay in this thing.
No doubt about it. Good staff over there. James Phillips, of course, the head coach. Jeff Tatham, Colton Millsaps, Joel McClellan, now a guy we know well, Matthew Manley over there, J.J. Johnson, Brian Graves, Brent Birch, good bunch of guys. And as coaches will tell you, they're not in it to make a lot of money because it just ain't there. Mm-hmm. So they're doing it for the love of the game. And our hats off to them. 1st down and 10, Wildcats. And again, in the backfield, Aguilar takes the snap, kind of a wildcat, and he gets a couple of yards out across the 40-yard line with 3:14 and counting.
Stretching them out. It's a lot of running, a lot of movement for not a lot of yardage.
That's it. When you run east and west, so to speak, instead of north and south, it makes it tough.
It does make it tough.
And we see Aguilar running out here, and they're getting good blocking over here from Dalton Rose. I tell you, he's a football player.
Yeah, I mean, they are. They're getting good block. They're doing a great job. I mean, Andrews is not a pushover by any means. We've done very well on defense. We've been very disciplined, and we've been able to do some things positive on offense to be able to get ahead of them. Other than that, I mean, Andrews is definitely a good offense.
Aguilar throws, and the southpaw has it. Looks like it's going to be complete over there to Kelby Waldrop, a freshman. And they have a couple of freshmen who have moved up. And as you know, Cody, all the JVs with JV season ending yesterday can now move up and join the varsity football team.
And like I said earlier, that's a double-edged sword. You get a lot of good experience coming in as a freshman, but boy, you have to take it from some of the upperclassmen.
Oh, that's almost boys against men.
It really is at that point, because you'll grow through your junior and senior season unlike anything in your freshman and sophomore.
Oh, no doubt. Here comes Aguilar again, trying to cut outside. He's going to be hit from behind, and Maroon Devils still playing hard as well. Grady Lewis coming up over there, and I'll tell you, again, Grady up front, Insay Ufert, LD Luquire, a bunch of those guys. Man, they don't play around. They're tough.
They're not pushovers.
No.
I mean, I tell you what. I mean, they're very strong. They're big. They're agile. That's one thing I was been impressed with is, they had the size, they had the strength, but their ability to move. I mean, what we've seen on some of these things with some of the plays, their lateral movement is very quick. Very, very athletic, and that's what you need out of a defensive line. It's not only the strength and the size, but the speed and the agility.
Now with this four-man front, Drew Skaggs, part of that four-man front on defense, and the Wildcats run to the right side after they picked up the first down. There's Dalton Rose. Again, Dalton second only to Josh Collins in rushing yardage this year right now in the Smoky Mountain Conference.
And he took a big hit. He took a really big hit right there. And,
He
I know you're trying to get everything out of your players, but at this time you need him a lot further than the last minute, 13 seconds of this game. So I think Coach Phillips is going to take him out. You don't need to risk a player like that in a game that, like you've said before, is almost to the point of being academic.
Yeah. So this game is all over, but the final 1 minute, basically.
Right.
We're now under a minute to play.
So it's a good move by Coach Phillips. Let's get him out of there. Let's get some fresh players in there, maybe some of your freshmen and sophomores.
Oh, ball on the ground. This time Andrews alertly jumps on the football, though, with a second down coming up. And Cody, you're so right. Hey, this game has basically been decided, and there's still 4 more Smoky Mountain Conference games left.
Yeah, and you've got to have your players there. I was really impressed. I'm glad we've done some things. I'm glad we've changed some things up. We're not predictable. That's what you never want to be, because once you become predictable, if you've got disciplined defenders, they can chew you up. And can really be discouraging. So I'm glad we're expanding some things, trying some new things, and make ourselves a little more unpredictable as we get into the depths.
Oh, here's another bad snap, and Andrews alertly rolls on the football. That's going to be the final play of the ball game. And the Maroon Devils will now improve to 6-0, only the second loss of the season for the 4-2 Andrews Wildcats in this 20-0 final. But again, it was a physical, typical Smoky Mountain Conference battle here tonight, Cody, between both teams.
Absolutely. I'm glad we got our first Smoky Mountain Conference win. I'm proud of the effort. Everyone looked good. There's some little things to hone on, but I think we're going to be fine as we enter into the depths of the Smoky Mountain Conference. But I also think Andrews is going to be just fine. I know they're going to make some small adjustments, and they too will be able to be a contender for a lot of other teams in the Smoky Mountain Conference.
And talking about other conference play, we haven't had an update. At last check, Murphy leads Hayesville 21-14, but that was the end of the third quarter. Robbinsville is on the way to a win over Cherokee. They're up 32-0, so Robbinsville is going to also go to 1-0 in conference play. But again, they're still battling Murphy and Hayesville. 21-14 Murphy at last check in that ball game, but no update at this time. But our Maroon Devils are going to be on the road at Hayesville, and we'll be trying to tackle old McClure next week at Yellow Jacket Stadium over there. Of course, he plays for his dad, and that makes for a tough combination.
It was a tough combination. Let me tell you something. I remember when I was a ball boy in 1995 or 1997 when both Shook and McClure were the running backs for Hayesville. And let me tell you something, even as a child, I could tell the difference between them and the other players on the field. Those were men playing amongst boys, and I know his son is no different. He's really tough, and he's going to be a contender for Hayesville.
No doubt about it, and good to see. Look at some of these good-looking folks in the press box.
Yeah.
That goes Raj White. There's Sharon Burrell. There's Tommy Dills. I started to say good-looking, but then it changed. And now here's Toby Burrell over here, and that's all I can say. Those are the good-looking people in the press box, as we can see. So and now we're going upstairs. There's let's see, there's Emma and Joe. Joe's waving. There's Emma. Let's see who else is up top there. Is that Who else is up there with you, Joe? Oh, Audrey's up there with you. So, hey, getting some FaceTime, as we like to call it. And but a great win tonight. We're going to say so long, and we'll be back with you next Friday from Hayesville. So until then, Cody, thanks for joining us here. It's always great to have you on the broadcast, as always, my friend.
Always a pleasure. Thank you so much.
And again, 20-0 Maroon Devils on the win. Join us next week on the Maroon Devils Network.
Hello, viewers. My name is Andrews Wildcats, and I'm one of your student correspondents with the Maroon Devils Network. Hello, viewers. My name is Andrews Wildcats, and I'm one of your student correspondents with the Maroon Devils Network. This channel is